just because I want. Oh, by the way, don't forget, me and Matt are going to be. I'm assuming this episode isn't going to be as long as last week's. 'Cause last week's was like 3.5 hours.
We can assume that.
We can assume that, but we never know what's going to happen. But Matt, we need to talk about Last of Us this week for sure.
Sure. Why, Ham? Why, you gonna be a dad?
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
I'm not even already watching the show. Yeah, but I'm not even watching the show.
That's why he said Matt.
Exactly.
That's why he said Matt.
Yeah, Lo.
Get it, Ham? Get it? Matt, are you gonna be a dad because of Ellie's? Okay.
Am I gonna be a dad?
Why are you talking about? Become a dad?
What are you talking about, Luke?
I'm talking about the meme that everyone's making fun of with The Last of Us.
What's the meme everyone's making fun of with The Last of Us?
Where Ellie, a woman, is asking the other woman, am I going to be a dad?
That was last week's episode, not this week's episode.
Oh, okay, so there's more. All right. Well,
yeah. There's more to talk about. I thought that was a funny part as well, especially seeing that they're two little tiny people. Like two little tiny people. But like,
I thought it was weird because one of them looks like a child.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I see what you mean. But yeah, we'll talk about The Last of Us 2. No, not The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us Season 2. You know, the season's already almost over, and it feels like it just started.
Yep. Gotta cut it up.
I told Matt, I was like, man, I really don't like this.
Okay, it sounds like you guys are about to get into it, so I'm just going to stop you right there.
No, we're not about to get into it. In fact, we're going to get into the intro now.
There you go.
Shout out to Loke's beginning homie at the beginning of the intro. Enjoy.
This fall, Bill Cosby returns to television with something new, own unique style.
You gonna be in there long?
Norton Furniture is here for you. Now, seriously, if you can't get credit in my store, you can't get credit anywhere. My name is Mark, and you can count on it.
540, join.
Join the fun. All have some.
Blow it up now, give it a whack. Turn up the fun with Balzac. Hit it.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show.
Later, you know what it is. Hey, Ham, it's time, baby. Low, let's turn how we do. Hey.
They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 Man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you Red Fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a Matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blitz. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of Us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said in. They said we said on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right.
Had to close it out with South of Midnight. All right. All right.
What'd you think of that,
That's
Matt? Loke, what'd you guys think? I made that last night. I was like, I need to update it. I got a bunch of games that are kind of old now. You know, I feel like I should do that once a year at least.
Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb. That intro was pretty. That was pretty. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Do you know Norton's, Matt?
I don't know the name, but I've seen that ad before. I guess I do now.
I tell you, bud, they're in Cleveland.
Oh, that's why I've seen it. That is why I've seen that. Wow. I completely forgot about that. That's good shit.
Yeah. I seen that. Like I wasn't gonna use it, but I was like, man, that dude's voice is hella creepy. And like, and then I seen that it scrolled across the top. It said Cleveland, and I was like, oh hell no! I was like, I gotta put that in. Shout out to Matt. Right?
There we go.
There's some Cleveland in there.
Some representation.
I know Loke was completely tuned in the first 5 seconds when he heard Bill Cosby.
Nah, man, consent is a big thing for me, man. I don't know. I don't know nothing about all of that non-consensual stuff. I don't know nothing about all of that.
He said, "Are you going to be long?"
Yeah.
Oh man, that was fun. But yeah, I had a good time making that last night. I was cracking up while I was making it.
Yeah, you were. I remember
Yeah, man,
that.
that intro was nice.
That was good
intro was
stuff.
nice, though. Yeah.
All right, well, what's up? Look, what's cracking today? Why the hell are we here?
Mostly Doom.
Let's
Doom.
go.
What's that game?
Yeah. It's some rinky-dink thing that Xbox put together in the last like 5 minutes.
Oh, Game Pass fodder. Gotcha.
Yeah, no one really cares about it. Vincent
Nobody.
Vega, welcome in, says nothing to do with nothing. I see what you did there, Vince. Dave Reezy, PS5 Pros pisser ain't pissing right for Doom. Series X is the game. What?
That was a wild statement right there.
Yeah, man. Shit, I need to start reading these.
Right?
I must start reading these before I read them out loud, because that's what he said. Pro pisser ain't pissing right.
Oh shit,
Richie,
that's funny.
welcome in. Loke, Clear Vision. It is what it is. Seawolf, welcome in also. id Software, id Software, not ready for greatness with the Pro. Sure. This is all on id, right? We all know id struggles with optimizing their video games. They are worse than Bethesda.
It is its fault. It's its fault. That's why Silent Hill 2 was broken when it launched on PS5 Pro. Because of id.
Man. Yeah. It was the id and
Series S, y'all.
And the Series S. Don't forget the Series S.
Series S.
Yeah.
Ruined my life.
It ruined your life. Yeah.
It ruined my life. I'm in debt because of Series S. I did all access, and I'll never be able to pay him back.
I'm in a worse condition. I was born in Mozambique because of the Series S.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's how bad.
Texas.
Oh, fuck off. I got on a boat. That's what I did, Ham. I got on a boat.
Banana boated
it. Ty says, welcome in, Ty. Ty says, panel better be spitting facts today, or I'm calling everyone out. You're going to try, Ty. You're going to try. Just make sure you get the Corporation Defense Shield out, because if we do have the time, we're going to dive into Microsoft getting rid of a whole bunch of people in a year when they're making a whole lot of cash.
I better put hashtag stop having fun. You better start that right now.
Yeah. Stanley Francois, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Ham, before we get into Doom, how are you and what have you been playing?
I've been severely depressed.
Okay.
Since Monday morning. I mean, obviously, I'm kidding. I'm not severely, really depressed, but I'm kind of sad because the Dune beta is over.
Oh,
The Dune beta is over, and I'm
that
not
sucks.
happy about that. That was a really good beta. It mixes Ark, Survival Evolved, with kind of a little bit of like Fallout-esque, or like I'd say like Fallout 76-ish kind of feels, right? Where you can do some cave crawling, you can go find new blueprints, you can gather materials to, I mean, obviously to make new things. But you can also do like damn near like a single player story in that game, which was something that you guys heard me say plenty of times, that like that's like the one thing Ark was like missing, was a story to tie everything together. Because it was just like a big game of do whatever the fuck you want, and you didn't really know that what you were supposed to do unless you looked it up. But like Dune, it's more or less like it tells you how to play the game, kind of like what's that game Obsidian made?
The Outer Worlds.
No, no, like the building game and with people, Honey I Shrunk the Kids type shit. Like I'm trying to.
Oh, Grounded.
Yeah, Grounded. Yeah. It tells you what to do, kind of like Grounded, but it's more adult, and it's more based off of the Dune universe. So like you make your character. They give you like some RPG elements as to how you answer questions within making your character, also within meeting people out into the world and stuff like that. There do come times where you like there's one time I went to a cave. I ended up hitting the dope, which is spice in that game, right? So, if you're familiar with Dune, spice can get you fucked up. I hit the spice, I went hard on the spice when I went down that cave, and I ended up like tripping out, and bro like ended up in a level where I was like trying not to be seen by like this all-seeing eye type thing, and it turned into a platformer for a moment. And I thought that was really cool. They have the climbing in that game where you could literally just be like falling and grab the edge of a cliff or grab like the side of a wall. You can climb pretty much anything in that game. I'll put up gameplay whenever we go to the next screen. Actually, it's a really cool game. I really enjoy it. It is a game where you're gonna have to, have some patience. But like I said, there is a story in it that you can follow if you want to play alone. But if you don't want to play alone, you want like a clan, you can have that as well and go. Because there's a PvE area where you build and do your main missions where you start the game. That's the PvE area. You do all that stuff there. So cave crawling and everything like that. But then there's a PvP area within the same map, and you pretty much like cross like the the red line, right? And that's like the spice harvesting zone for like the people that got their stuff put together and whatnot. So you can keep your stuff at home and not get raided, right? Which is really nice. I've been looking for a game where you can do that. You can keep your stuff at home and not get raided and not lose everything, but then have yourself built up and then take it to the PvP field and go try to stand on business the best that you can over there. you know what I'm saying? To me, that game is really cool. I already have a few buddies that are down to play it. Me, Uso, Vinny, my boy, Baron, J67 from Level 1 Gaming. He's down to get down. My wife, as you know, she's a Ark survivor, so she wants to get into it. And same with my father-in-law. And I don't know, maybe a few other people might join as well. I don't know, Matt might give it a try. You might give it a try. I don't know, whoever. But it's a really interesting game just because you can be playing with a bunch of other people, or you can just kind of fuck around and do shit on your own.
It sounds fun.
It is. I'll put up the gameplay whenever we go to the next screen.
All right, we'll do. Matt, how you doing? What you been playing?
I'm doing.
Actually, I'll work on that right now. Go ahead.
I've been playing Doom: The Dark Ages, and I still am, and I love it.
I forgot to mention that game.
As of right now, shit. As of right now, this is my game of the year. And I'll say this: this is the best Doom game they've made in the rebooted series.
Wow.
Yeah, I
That is
love
high
this game
praise.
so much. 2016 was my favorite. This one I like more than 2016. I mean, I like all the games. I love all the games, but like 2016 was my favorite. Eternal was cool, and it would have been Eternal was really good, and it would have been better if they had an arcade mode. And if Doom Eternal had an arcade mode, it would have been better in 2016. But it didn't. This one doesn't have an arcade mode. This one is just literally campaign, and it clears both of them. And right now, instead of progressing the story, I've been redoing areas on the map, or not areas on the map, but different levels and clearing them out to get like 100% everything. Because there's like weapon skins you can get, and upgrades for your weapons and shield and melee and stuff like that. So I've been doing pretty much everything I can do on every level, getting 100% everywhere.
All right.
But
Someone
yeah.
is a fan. Someone is definitely a fan.
This is it. This is game of the year.
Dude, Doom, because Dune's on the screen, so I got to be very specific when I say it. Dune, or God damn it, Doom, the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
Doom, the Dark Ages. Like, obviously, I just got done talking about being sad about not being able to play Dune. But that's the only reason I'm sad about that is because that's a very relaxing game for me, right? Doom, the Dark Ages is not a relaxing game. There's nothing. If you're relaxing in that game, you have it on a very relaxed difficulty, or you're a maniac like Mike, and that is common. But for me, it is. I got to get into like my Call of Duty stance when I'm playing Doom. You know, like feet firmly planted, knees slightly tilted forward, chest forward, eyes wide the fuck open. And I just do my best to monitor my breathing. But there was a couple times where shit was getting so hot where I was like, yo, bro, my heart is racing. Like, it felt like I hit some like straight fire gas. Like I was just like, bro, like, this shit is tough sometimes because like it feels like you got a full health and you just get touched and you're like almost dead. It feels like sometimes, right? I'm sure you get hit multiple times, but it feels like I get touched and I'm almost dying. And I mean, I'm not playing it on like the super easy level, but I'm also not playing it on fucking insane.
The hardest.
I'm playing it on what is it called, Matt? What's the middle one or whatever?
The middle one I think is Ultraviolence. It's either Hurt Me Plenty or Ultraviolence.
It's Ultraviolence. It's not Hurt Me Plenty.
Yeah.
It's definitely not Hurt Me Plenty.
So then it's Ultraviolence.
And yeah, that game is if you don't get used to the parrying and keep moving, forget about it. I mean, Doom's always been about keeping moving for the most part, right? But like now that parrying is in the game, it's just like you can move and still get hit now.
Yeah.
So you gotta parry, especially if you really want to make a lot of damage. You gotta parry.
Mm-hmm. Dude, there's fights that like I think I'm on chapter 9 right now, or in the middle of chapter 9, and like there's encounters that are just that beat the shit out of you. This is like, and I'm playing on Ultraviolence also. So this is like the first Doom that from the jump I played on Ultraviolence. Like Doom 2016 was really my first Doom game. I mean, I played Doom before that, but like the first one I beat. And I played that on Hurt Me Plenty.
Yeah.
Doom Eternal, I played on Hurt Me Plenty. And then, like, eventually I played them enough where I got used to them. I played on Ultraviolence. This one, from the jump, I'm on Ultraviolence. And there are fights, dude. Like, Chapter 9. Fuck it. I think it's Chapter 7 is when the Siege chapter starts. There's Siege Part 1, Siege Part 2, and then whatever comes after that, I think, is Chapter 9. And in all three of those levels, there are multiple encounters where you will get your ass kicked. You will get your shit stomped in. And this, again, I don't play the games often, so like like if someone who does and maybe has played the Dark Ages could maybe counter what I'm saying or whatever, but like this is the toughest game I've played. Again, I've played, not the toughest game, but the one I've played since Elden Ring. But it's also to me just as rewarding as Elden Ring.
And you also put it on the highest difficulty, no?
It's not the highest difficulty. Dude, so if let me see. Can I edit the I know I can edit difficulty in game. Yeah. Okay, so Ultraviolence is the one second from it's the one right below the highest difficulty. Actually, there's like a couple of difficulties. Like there's Nightmare, and then there's one that they just added for this game. I forget what it's called, but it's not in the start menu, so I can't tell. And then there's Ultra Nightmare, which is essentially just Nightmare, but you can't die. If you die, then
that's the end of the game. God damn.
Yeah. So
arcade version.
Exactly. Oof. So I'm on Ultraviolence.
They should just call it arcade, and then people think, "Oh no, it's fine. It sounds friendly, you know." And then you go in there and you die. It's like, what? It's done.
That's how our buddy Hard Days Mike plays Doom. I mean, he does like on this one. He said he's playing Ultraviolence just to get used to it. But like Doom Eternal, he played that on Ultra Nightmare.
Yeah, but Mike is the one who's a psycho, right, Matt?
Exactly. Sorry, he's a psychopath.
Oh, okay,
yes,
okay, yeah.
He's
the one with the crazy gameplay that looks like he's on coke and speed and all this other stuff.
Yes, he's a psychopath. But this to me, like,
so you're on the second highest difficulty.
I mean, according to the pause menu, yes, but there's multiple difficulties after this. There's like 3 difficulties after this, really.
Okay.
So like,
no, I just want the context to be there because you're putting this next to Elden Ring in terms of difficulty, and I just want the context to be there for anyone listening to be like, well, it's not the default difficult. It's not like the difficult, the normal difficulty setting. That's not that's not what Matt is playing right now. That's all I'm.
And I also want to clarify. I'm not saying it's as difficult as Elden Ring. I'm saying it is the most difficult thing that I have played since Elden Ring, but it is also as equally as rewarding as Elden Ring. Like when I I don't know if Ham might not have been paying attention because I was in the middle of fighting and Ham was doing his intro. He's editing the intro last night, and I was in the party with him, and I was just, dude, I was fucking fighting for my life, and it took me. It took me maybe 6 or 7 tries to get through this one encounter, and when I finally did, I fucking did. I don't know if I don't know if you were there at that moment. It was pretty late. I think you said you had to be right back. I fucking screamed.
Damn.
And that was like 2:30, 2:45 a.m. my time. And I had my window open, so I don't know,
Someone maybe called the cops.
But like,
is Matt talking about the Night Eyes in the Bushes?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I made that sucker jump
when he was creeping. He's used to creeping, but no, dude. It's
I learned from Loke. Get my
That's
peeping
true,
eyes
right?
on.
Learning from the best. Learning from
That's
the
a
best.
fact. That is a fact.
Stankiest.
But I'll
I can't
say
say he's the stankiest. He clean. He clean.
the looks the filthiest NBA team.
Filthiest, nastiest.
What plays for the Heat?
Everyone. No, not the Heat.
But
The New
yeah,
York
I see.
Knicks.
Seawolf Swim says they stop all that jumping around. I don't know. Maybe he's talking about Doom.
Yeah, I
But
think he was talking about Doom when he said that.
Okay, so yes, I mean jumping in this game, you feel like you feel like a first person Space Marine, kind of.
Yeah, that's actually a good description.
Yeah, where like you're not jumping really. Like you can jump, the button's there, but like you don't get off the ground. You are literally a tank. Like when you, in fact, when you do like the sprinting and then you jump and land.
Yeah.
If you land near like within like 50 feet of enemies, you'll clear out all the enemies just from the impact of your landing.
You'll do damage. That's crazy.
Yeah, you'll do a lot of damage. And that's one of the things I think a lot of people had issues with on Doom Eternal was like the verticality. And like at first I didn't love it. I learned to get used to it and then I kind of did enjoy it, but like the initial time playing Doom Eternal from 2016 was like, dude, there's just so much verticality. And playing this, it's like, dude, it's boots on the ground. There's like almost no verticality at all. And I kind of like that. I prefer it.
So you're on the 9th chapter.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That means you're pretty deep in the game.
There's 22 chapters.
Okay, so not exactly 50%, but like what, 45%?
Oh, yeah, it's still deep in the game, yeah.
Yeah, a little less than halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on 6 right. I'm on 6 or 7 right now.
Okay. That's cool.
I think I just got. I think the last one I did was was flying around on the dragon, and I did all the places that you drop into. Bringing down the house is something that you get. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, do you remember the name of the boss that they had you struggling for 6 attempts?
It's not like or at least maybe it was. I just probably wasn't paying attention. I don't think it's like they have bosses where it's like, this is the name of this boss. They'll show you the health bar and they'll tell you what kind of thing it is, what kind of demon it is.
Yeah.
I like, and it wasn't like a big special demon. It was the fact that it had buffs. Like there's certain demons that are, I forget what they call them, but like they're strong as shit. They have a ton of armor and they make everything around them stronger. So like while you're fighting them,
so they're like the shamans.
Yes. So while you're fighting them and they're tough by themselves, they're also sending waves of enemies around you at the same time who are also buffed to be even stronger. And like those fights, like if you're not, like Ham said, if you don't have the parry down, if you're not used to it, if you're still struggling with the parry, those fights will kick your ass because you're getting attacked constantly.
Okay, so you haven't fought any bosses then?
Yeah, I fought bosses.
Yeah.
Like they show up with the health bar at the top. They tell you what kind of demon they are. Yeah, like there's bosses in the game. It's just not like an Elden Ring thing where it's, I don't think people are gonna get on forums or Reddit or Twitter or whatever and be like, oh, this is my favorite Doom the Dark Ages boss, kind of the way they did with Elden Ring. I don't think it's gonna be like that. But there are bosses.
Ham, do you agree with the few bosses that you fought? Do you actually agree with that?
What particular part?
That the bosses aren't that impressive. People aren't gonna.
I'm not okay.
Like make community notes and maybe even come up with like build guides on how to take out these specific bosses and stuff. Do you agree?
They're different.
Not sure if that's what he exactly said.
Yeah, I'm not saying the bosses aren't impressive. I'm just saying they're not like these big named bosses that are like huge keystones in the story. They're just
Yeah,
like they're just
I think
demons.
what he's saying is it's not like Clair Obscure where you get a boss and then it's like, oh man, then it's the second health bar appears out of nowhere, and
Yeah.
he has a little cut scene and stuff like that. There's like a little cut scene for the bosses, yeah, when they enter the room and stuff like that. That's how you kind of know it's a boss sometimes, and sometimes you just kind of creep up on it and he shows up at the end of the fight. I mean, it's it's kind of your classic. I mean, they did that in 2016 as well.
Yes.
It's not really anything. It's not anything crazy different. Like if you played any of the old Dooms, it's just now there's a parry option and it's very significant for the boss fights.
That's all.
Yep.
There's definitely gonna still be guides and everything on the game of the way people took stuff out easier and what to level up first and stuff like that. But I'm not playing by that rule. I'm playing it the same way I played Expedition 33 and just kind of trying stuff out for myself. And if I get my ass kicked, well, then I'm gonna get my ass kicked until I win.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how it's been in that game. There's been a few bosses that have been kind of a pain in the ass, but yeah, it's not that like feeling. I think Matt kind of put it correct the first time. It's not that feeling that you get like in Elden Ring where you walk up and it's just like it feels like this is like the moment of this particular scene or anything like that. It's kind of I feel like this Doom they flushed out a lot more, and like they made it bigger. There's more areas and more things to fight than previous ones. So nothing is way too over focused on because there's other stuff that you got to do within it, and the main story is still the main story. But you can go back and complete the rest of those levels, get the 100%. So you can like there's one level I left with like 38%, another one that I left like with 68%, and another one that I 100%. And it just kind of depends on how you want to handle the level, and you can always go back.
Yep.
So speaking of the story, Ham, that you just brought up, how is it holding up so far?
Story is pretty good so far. I can follow it. I'm actually doing better following this Doom story than some of the previous ones.
Yeah.
Just because they kind of, I'm gonna be honest, they kind of put it right in your face, right? Like what's going on is pretty evident.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really confuse at all. It's like, bro's got hijacked, and they don't want him to be unhijacked because it will be a problem. like that's pretty much the gist of where I'm at right now, and that's kind of the. I mean, I'm a little bit further than that, but that's like the beginning of the game. Is like, hey, we got this motherfucker, and motherfucker's resisting our serum.
Yeah.
Every time he resists it, every time we give him the serum, he resists it a little harder. It ain't working. I don't think this is gonna be permanent. Like that. Like that's what the commission sounds like right now. It's like, I don't think this is gonna be permanent, but we're gonna use him as long as we can.
Like, yeah, this is probably not gonna end well, but we're gonna give it a go.
Yeah, there's a lot to figure out within that story, though. Still, like that's just the very beginning. I have no idea what's gonna come of it.
Matt, you're a little bit further.
Yes.
Are you satisfied so far, or does it feel like know what? This is just they're just giving you an excuse to shoot stuff, or was it worth? Right? Was it worth the developers being like, we're giving up on multiplayer on day one? We're gonna look at multiplayer after we ship the game, and right now, Doom: The Dark Ages is just going to be a single player focused narrative game. From what you're seeing, is it worth it?
Yeah, let's be real. They gave up on multiplayer with Eternal. I know technically they had the battle mode. Nobody played that.
Explain that. I don't understand.
The battle mode was like, in theory, this cool idea where like you could invade, kind of like I don't think you played Deathloop, but kind of like how Deathloop you could invade someone's game.
Mm-hmm.
That was their. That was. I mean, technically. I mean, not technically, but Doom Eternal was before Deathloop. But it was like the idea of like you would play as the Slayer, and someone as a demon would invade your game.
That's how they did multiplayer.
That's what their idea for the multiplayer was. At least at launch. Maybe that evolved into something else after launch. All I know is it wasn't popular. Nobody played it, and nobody really
I
asked
can
for
see
it.
it. It sounds like
So
that game where you play where you play as one big alien, and then there's a whole bunch of people that play as like hunters or something. I'm forgetting the name.
yeah,
It
there's
died very
Dead
quickly.
by Daylight. There's Dead by Daylight where you play as the killer and everyone else has to survive. But like when I'm playing Doom, I don't want to. I
Play
just
as a
I like
demon.
if I'm playing multiplayer in Doom, like Doom is like such a classic FPS, and it kind of helped invent the whole deathmatch thing.
Mm.
Why are we not doing a
Wasn't
death
it Quake?
match? Well, well, I mean, Quake was like, if I'm not mistaken, it goes Quake. If I'm not mistaken, it might go Doom first. I'm not sure. Somebody in the chat, if you know, correct me. But those games were the things that made it popular. And then
Yeah.
came things like Unreal Tournament, and then Halo, and then history continues. But like,
Yeah, Call of Duty, etc.
exactly. So like, them giving up multiplayer, as far as I'm concerned, they already gave that up. Now the
Okay.
story, now the
Mm-hmm.
story, like, is the story in this good? I'll say this: the story in this is better than the story in the other two. And to Ham's point,
I enjoyed the other
it's
two stories. Well, I enjoyed
but
2016.
but
I still haven't played Eternal
but
yet.
here's the thing:
Mm-hmm.
a lot of that story in 2016, as good as it may or may not be to some people, a lot of it's hidden in codex. A lot of it's hidden in
True.
text that you have to read in the game. Most
True.
people do not want to do that. This game just gives you the cutscenes. There are codex you can find, but it gives you the cutscenes and it tells you the story, and that's all you need to know to understand the story. Versus, that's definitely not the case in Eternal, and it's not the case in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So
what's up?
So about the codex, very quickly. This is a tiny gripe of mine with things like codex. Is it do I have to read the whole codex, or does it have accompanying audio that I can press play and listen to an audio
Bro,
track?
I legit couldn't tell you. I'm not reading
Oh my
codex.
God, this guy
I'm
does
not.
not
I'm
care,
not reading codex.
or listening
It-
to it.
no, or listening to it, because
All
they
right,
gave me this. They gave me the story. They already gave me the story. The cutscenes are there. It's easy to follow. If I mean, I can't think of a moment where I'm gonna pick up a codex and say I gotta hear that. Because here's the thing, Doom in
you make it
general,
sound so tedious.
but it in a game it's not. In most games it's not. In a game like Doom it is. I don't want
Why?
whether I'm reading something or whether I'm having something read to me. I know Ham had a gripe with Claire Obscure where and I experienced the same thing in the little bit I played, where when you open up like an audio, I don't know what they're calling Claire Obscure, but like an audio
Audio log, I
whatever the
think.
hell, like you have to stay in the menu to do it. Even in Doom, if they had an audio log where I could play the game while I'm listening, I don't want to
Yeah.
do. I don't want to hear someone talking while I'm killing enemies. Screw that.
Right.
I don't. I do not want to hear that. I don't want to stop and read while I'm in the middle. I don't want to do any of that. The story is in front. It's cutscenes. They have people talking while you're playing and over comms and whatnot in between fights. That's all I need. I don't need.
That's plenty for you.
I don't play Doom for the story, dude. Like the story in Doom could be amazing, and that's great. That's great and all, but that's not why I play Doom. That is not why I play Doom at all.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Seawolf says Doom story. Really? Yes, yes, Seawolf. I care about the story. All right, I
Exactly.
do care.
I'm
Tell
with
us, Ray.
Seawolf.
Tell us, Ray. Sir X-Man, welcome in. Raichi as well. Vincent Vega, welcome everyone. Um, all right. Matt does not care about the story. Ham, do you also feel the same amount of indifference to the story?
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing it a little bit for the story, but more or less because I've never played those levels before, right? But I'm more or less playing it because it's new and it's kind of fun. And after playing 2016, a little bit of Eternal, it kind of had me interested in it. I didn't play a ton of Eternal because I didn't like jumping around all that much and doing all that stuff. But this game is a lot more grounded. It has the parrying and stuff in, which I've been really big into games with some parrying lately, as long as it can maintain being fun and not a drag and kind of move. And I like games where I can move fast. And Doom, that's kind of the point. You got to move fast in that game.
Even this one, where Matt's saying you have to be a tank.
Yes, you are still zooming around the damn place. If you're not moving very fast, you're getting hit all the time. So, I mean, you're getting hit all the time, even when you're moving. So, like, if you want to mitigate that at all, you better get your ass moving around. And I wouldn't say that you have to like be a pro or anything. You just have to know like the simpleness of just like standing still will get me killed. Moving will get me killed less fast. And the more I kill as I move, the more health I receive. So,
Yep.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw.
I enjoy it. I'm not as like Claire Obscure is still right now my game of the year so far.
Yeah.
But it is a game which, keep in mind, I'm not really big into the boomer shooters that much. Like, I have fun with them. But they're more kind of like an arcade experience for me, right? Where I play a level or two or maybe three, and then I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, you don't usually put in like 50 hours.
No. Like, even when I beat Doom 2016, it took me like 2 months to do it because it was just like me randomly turning it on and then playing a level or two and then being like, all right, that's good.
That's wild, man. When I played Doom 2016, I couldn't stop playing it. Like, as soon as I got on that train ride, I was like, nothing else, just Doom.
Yeah, I can't do that for that game. It's just I really enjoy a nice, relaxing experience. And what you're seeing on the screen, me sneaking up on things, building stuff, running around doing stuff, that's relaxing for me. Running 100 miles an hour, shooting 10 different weapons within 5 minutes is not relaxing. It's fun, but I get like, I don't know. I get like, I guess it's just like, I guess I just get a little stressed out from that. And as much as I like it, I just can't stay in that zone
for too
long without. Well, like I can stay in it for a long time, but then I start to notice like my agitation rising really, really high, right? So like me and my wife having a perfectly fine conversation, right? And then after getting my ass kicked for 3 hours, let's say I play it for 3 hours, and she just asked me to go do something, I'm not gonna want to get out of that zone. And if she tries to get me out of the zone, I'm gonna be a little like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
I want to do this right now. Leave me alone. And then like I just I try to I'm a dad now. I got a 7-year-old daughter. I got a wife. I am not trying to be walking around hot headed from Doom. I'm all good, man. I play a level or two, and I'm like, all right, let me breathe
okay.
for a little bit and go do something else.
So
because I feel
what's
like
more,
I feel like a damn slayer right now. Someone's gonna get in my face, and I'm gonna get mad.
what's more stressful, Ham? Um, boomer shooters like Doom or Souls likes? What what really really chafes your tits?
What really bothers me about boomer
Yeah.
shooters?
No. I'm saying, I want you to compare right now and tell me which one gets you on edge quicker. Boomer shooters like Doom or Souls likes?
Souls likes. Souls likes do because I just usually don't like the worlds that much.
Wow. Okay.
They're just like Doom, it's like I'm in and I'm out in this depressing world.
Yeah.
But like in a Souls-like game, it's like let me lightly jog around this depressing world like I got like like it's practice out here. Like it's so slow paced in Souls-like games that it bothers me. Like I guess I'm because like the way I played Elden Ring is I went straight to the boss. Got my butt kicked like 15 times. Finally beat the boss. Okay, next boss.
And that was it. You didn't
Next
take your time.
boss. Every single time. Next boss.
God damn.
Next
Bro.
boss. I didn't grind unless I absolutely had to because I hated it.
Jeez.
I hated it, and I don't like it in Souls games. I don't like grinding in Souls games. It's super boring.
All right. Matt, what genre do you feel the way Ham feels about Souls likes? I'm curious.
Where I don't like it?
Yeah. Because for
I don't
Ham
like
it's Souls
Souls-like.
likes. Oh, you for you as well, it's Souls likes?
I don't like Souls-like. Like, I loved Elden Ring. I loved everything
Uh-huh.
about Elden Ring. But I've bought every other Souls game. I've tried every other Souls game. I don't like it. I
It's not
I
for you.
I dislike it quite a bit.
Can you put your finger on it or you just don't like it?
See,
Because
the thing
it's
with
not
Elden
always
Ring,
that you can describe why you
the
dislike something.
things,
But
yeah, the thing with Elden Ring is that I can play that at my own pace. Like, if I run into an obstacle I can't clear, I can go grind. I can go, like, turn on a podcast. I can go grind a couple levels and come back. It's not an issue. Whereas, I mean, I really wanted to get into Bloodborne. And I was enjoying it. And I forget the name of a boss. But I got to this one boss, and it was pretty early on too. Like, I'm bad at these games, so keep that in mind. It was pretty early
most people are
on.
bad at those games, Matt. I like them. I'm also terrible at Souls likes. And
Sure.
I like
But
them.
yeah, but that's the thing, like, I feel like you're right. Most people are bad at them, but most people are able to be like, you know what? That's the fun part. The fun part is getting
Being
good.
shit at it.
The fun part
Yeah,
is the fun part's
yeah,
being bad at it and then finally being good. But like,
yeah.
I don't have that, for at least not to that level of patience to where I'm willing to, like I was talking about Bloodborne, go into this fight and get my ass handed to me time after time and not even feel like I'm making any progress. Study his moves. I'll study his moves. It still
hmm
doesn't work. I don't have the desire to make it work. And the thing with Bloodborne and any other Souls game that isn't Elden Ring, is the fact that when you run into a scenario like that, you're just kind of fucked. You got to get over it because there's no I'll
But not
just go
all of
explore
them.
the open. I'll just go explore the open world and do other things, and I'll come back to this some other time. It's like, yeah, you can go kill the same enemies over and over and over and over again and come back to
Mm-hmm.
it, but you can't do something else. You can't just I'll do this later and go do something else because you have to do that thing to progress the main thing. Versus Elden Ring, if I ran into a boss like that, it's like I'll just do something else for a little bit.
Right.
Come back to you later.
That's why Elden Ring was fun for me because and even that sometimes was still slow because like I told you, it was just like, all right, next boss fight. Because like for a while, and then once I'd noticed, this boss was so tough that I'm not like getting through to it, then I'd grind up until I know that my hit mattered, and then I'd just then I'd just go back in there, but. I didn't but like that in between time of me getting ready, preparing, I hated it. And I get that. A lot of games have that same thing. I mean, Clair Obscure has the same thing, right? You got to level up your character, you got to grind and stuff like that. But I don't know. I guess I just found that a little bit more fun, and being able to go to different areas was kind of nice too. And I mean, I guess that's why Elden Ring was playable for me because I could be like, all right, well, let me go completely explore something else.
Yep.
Let me go do something else for 6 hours. Let me distract myself from knowing that I can't do this boss fight right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how
There's
I played
no
it.
distracting yourself in certain games like that. Certain games, it's like just go head on with it, which some I can handle and be fine with, but like I don't know. Demon Souls to me was hella boring.
Dude, Demon Souls. Demon Souls is another one. I was enjoying it and until you know what? Here's the thing. Maybe I don't hate
I didn't
Souls
enjoy
games.
that. I didn't enjoy not a moment of that game.
Wow. I enjoyed it until I got to I forget the name of the guy, but like the fire boss. There's a fire boss. I forget his name. I enjoyed it until I got to that guy, which is, I'll say this in terms of playtime, farther than I made it in any other Souls game that wasn't Elden Ring. And I was talking to my buddy Vinny. Vinny's telling me all the things to do. It's like, yeah, same thing I hear from everyone. You got to study his attacks. You got to study his attacks. If somebody tells me to study their attacks one more time, I might lose it because I know I need to study his attacks. I've done it. I can't get it down. If it is fucking difficult. And I got to that boss and I was like, okay, this is where I stop playing. This is it. And I have not played that game. I haven't booted that game up in well over 2 years, probably closer to 3 years. I haven't booted that game up. When did Elden Ring come out? I booted it up after Elden Ring.
2021,
right?
2021.
Oh my god! So yeah, no, that was 22, wasn't it? Because
2021.
Halo was 2021, and so was Forza.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was the beginning of 2022 with Horizon.
So yeah, I haven't booted up in over 3 years. I just don't care to play it, and that's kind of how I feel with most Souls games. Is like, it's cool that they exist, but that genre is just obviously not for me.
For you. All right. I'm not sitting here heartbroken. I'm not mad. I'm not sad. Just
Good.
is what it is. Baticus Prime, welcome in. Sub. Please, everyone, make sure to smash the like button as we continue on with the show. It gets us out into the algorithm and grows the channel. So, IGN made a review of Doom.
I'm sure they did.
The long and the short of it is they gave it a 9 out of 10, saying, and I quote, Doom the Dark Ages may strip away the mobility focus of Doom Eternal, but replaces it with a very weighty and powerful style of play that is different from anything the series has done before, and still immensely satisfying in its own way. Go ahead, Matt. Sounds like you have something to
I'm
say there.
glad. You know what? One of the few times I'll
Matt
say
now works at IGN.
one of the few times that was my review. One of the few times I'll say props to IGN
Yeah.
because that's something I don't, and I've seen a few reviewers say it, but it's something that I don't see the wider audience acknowledging is the fact that id are, I mean, they've done Doom before, obviously, but like of the current generation of
Yeah.
this rebooted series, they've done 3 games. Every single one of those games is great,
Completely
and
different.
every single one of those games is completely different from the other one. Every single one,
Yeah.
and that's something that does not get enough respect or
Credit.
attention.
Mm.
The fact that first of all, they're a big AAA studio that has an established fan base and says, fuck that, we're gonna do whatever we want to do, and we're gonna make it badass, and you're going to like it.
Yeah.
That is something that does not get enough credit. So again, don't do it often. Shout out to IGN for that, and also shout out to id Software.
Wow, look at that. IGN getting some flowers. That's nice. That's nice. Matt, also, do you agree with the 9 out of 10? And also tell us why you think it's your game of the
Bro,
year. Don't
I'm
just
at
say
I'm
it's a
at a
good
t- I,
game.
right now. I'm at a 10 out of 10. This, like I said, this is the best Doom game I've played. Period. This is better than
Period.
26. This is better than 2016. Well, the thing is, I didn't grow up playing Doom. The first shooter I played was Unreal Tournament on PC, and then it was Halo, and then like some games everybody's forgotten about in between then, and then things like Call of Duty and stuff like that. But like,
Mother booty.
this is the best one I've played. Certainly of the modern series of Doom. Do I agree with the 9 out of 10? Like I said, I'm at a 10 out of 10. Like Doom 2016 was a 9 out of 10. But this is past that for me.
Okay, and you said game of the year. Please
Yes.
give us more context than just, oh, it's a great game.
Well, I mean, that's some pretty important context. It's a great game. I'm not giving game of the year to something that I don't think is great.
Mhm.
But I mean, dude, I saw I think it was IGN. I think I was talking to him about this. IGN was saying it's like if Halo 3, something along the lines of like, it's like if Halo 3 was Doom, or something like id Software is having their Halo 3 moment with Doom: The Dark Ages. And they explained why, and like the open levels, like player agency in the sense of like, hey, like specifically there's these 2 levels that I've played so far, like the siege levels, where like they just throw you in a pretty big open level, like a pretty massive open level, tons of enemies. You can go wherever you want. You can find secrets. You can just mainline through it, do whatever you want to do. And that's kind of been the formula in Doom, but never to that size. And that's kind of how, like, Halo 1 had fairly decent sized open levels for that, especially for that time period. Halo 2 was a lot more linear. And then Halo 3 did exactly what Halo 1 did, but made it way bigger. And that's kind of what Doom: The Dark Ages is doing. It's exactly what Doom has always been, but way bigger. And that's definitely one of the reasons why it's my game of the year.
All right. All right. Ham, do you agree with the 9 out of 10 score, even though you're only on the sixth level? And oh no, you didn't say it's game of the year. All right. So do you agree with the 9 out of 10 score, and anything else you want to add on the game before we move on?
Uh-oh.
Ham?
Sorry, I was muted. I gave Doom 2016 an 8.5 for me. So far, this one's sitting. So far, the Dark Ages is sitting at a 8.75 for me personally. Because I'm really enjoying it and I'm giving it room to grow. I guess I'm not really ready to settle on that score yet, but I can tell that I already like it more than 2016 and Eternal. So I want to start it out with a higher score than both of those for me.
All right. Anything else you want to add on the game before we move
on? The mech is really cool. The dragon is really cool too. I think the dragon is my favorite part so far. Outside of just regular gameplay. My favorite gun right now is the one that has the skulls.
Oh yeah. I can see that.
That skull gun is the spread on it is just super nice.
Yeah.
And being able to like that gun makes me be able to run a very wide circle when I first start. Just so I can kind of trap everything in the center and then try to go after it.
Yep. Right now, my favorite gun is the chain shot. It just shoots. It's a giant ass gun that just shoots a mace pretty much.
It shoots a mace?
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
What?
It is phenomenal. Yeah, it's a giant gun that shoots like a mace. It's like a mace ball attached to this chain, and it just shoots out the chain, and it you can charge it up. Oh my god, it just decimates enemies.
It hits.
It really does. I love it.
Ty is asking you who would make the best Halo game, id or Treyarch?
Ooh. If it has to be one of those two studios,
I'd say Treyarch.
I'd probably go id. If it has to be one of those two studios,
I'd say Treyarch.
Here's the thing:
we need to hear the logic behind these choices, especially since they're different choices.
I'd give it to id. Here's the thing: is it a Halo game with Master Chief? Then it's id. Is it a Halo? Is it a spinoff thing? Like, are we doing ODST? Because then I'd give it to Treyarch.
Just make one up, Matt.
But I'm saying
that Halo game.
But okay, so I'm saying like, for me? Okay, so for me, a Halo game, I want a super soldier like Master Chief. Whether that's Master Chief or some other super soldier, I want that, and I trust id to do that more than I trust Treyarch. If I want boots on the ground, like you're not a super soldier, you're very much a regular Marine in that world, Treyarch.
They'll nail it.
Okay. So yeah, there's two different answers there for two different things for me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna say Treyarch, flat out. It's not that. I mean, obviously, Doom is amazing, right? But we just got done talking a little bit about multiplayer, and they don't do that.
That's true. That's a good point, actually.
And Treyarch does that. They do that hard. That's like their main focus. So, like with that, I'd go with Treyarch, especially like if they were making a Halo single player game, only single player, then I'd be like, it sounds amazing for that, right? But seeing that every Halo has always focused on others playing, and story has been a big part, but it's always but even the story usually liked to focus on other people playing with you until more recent Halos. I just think Treyarch could really knock it out of the park a little bit better, especially with just online play. And I'd like to see them, if they did do a Halo, I'd like to see them first do it without Master Chief.
I agree with that.
I like to see them do it without Master Chief, so I could see what kind of fun new limits and things that they can put into the world, and
Yeah.
then involve Chief into it later. As that world's already kind of established, then Chief kind of can move into that world instead of making soldiers that are doing things that Chief's already done or things that we already kind of know about.
I think
Evolve the
you
world.
could have I think you could have a Treyarch game with soldiers trying to do or trying to complete the missions that Master Chief can't complete because he can't be at all places at
Everywhere.
all times.
Right.
Yeah, and use those campaigns, right? To how can I put this?
I know. I feel like I know what you're saying. You're kind of saying like they're the front line, and then Master Chief kind of comes in later.
No. Have a team actually finish the whole thing. No Master Chief, no nothing. But make it hard as shit, bro. But like people dying left, right, and center. Like make it a monumental, almost impossible mission.
So like Watch Dogs Legion, except all military soldiers instead of random people.
Yeah, or like a Titanfall, but you're not like super powered in any way and you're struggling 99% of the time just to like I wouldn't say glaze, but just to accentuate how special Master Chief is. Do you know what I mean?
Right. No, that makes
Yeah.
sense. I mean, ODST did that.
Yeah. But instead of like Spartans, actual just random soldiers, random Marines. I think that would be cool. That would be.
I think
It'd
the
be
answer to
wouldn't it
this
be
is
crazy to play as like a young Johnson?
Ooh.
It would be.
Yes. I'm down for that. I'm really down for that. That'll be very good.
I just
Obviously,
fucking exploded Loke's brain.
Yeah, you just did that right now. I want to hear him speak when he didn't have his barking voice. You know what I mean?
Watch him be a soft little bitch at first.
Exactly. Getting bullied.
He misses mama.
Yeah, getting bullied, getting told off, learning how to become a leader, and all this other stuff. Oh man, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
That would be because his sacrifice was monumental, right?
Wolf, don't ask that question. You're exposing yourself. Put your clothes back on, bro. Now they know you've never played a Halo game.
Seawolf.
Oh no.
Seawolf doesn't know who Sergeant Johnson is.
No.
But then again, isn't Seawolf isn't he's a PlayStation. He's very much a PlayStation fellow, isn't he?
Oh man.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know that.
Regardless, it's a bad thing because now you guys can be like, all right, now see, next time he says anything, it's like, ain't this the guy, right? That's I know you two. This is exactly what you're gonna use against him. God damn it, Seawolf, delete that. Don't.
His favorite Halo character is Mr. Halo.
Oh man. Oh, okay, whatever, man. You stop bullying. Stop bullying the one guy that actually agrees with me in the chat.
Yeah, see, he doesn't play. He doesn't play Halo. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's just having fun.
All right. Let's leave that alone. So Halo got a 9 out of 10.
You see his face in the first game.
It's getting. Oh my god, Ham! Stop it. There's tons of like super positive reviews. People are really, really into it. Matt, get your feelings out of it. Your feelings out of it. Do you think it's realistic to say Doom is going to be a Game of the Year contender at the Sony PlayStation Showcase in December?
At the awards showcase that I absolutely don't give a fuck about.
At the
No,
Sony showcase, Matt.
no, I don't.
You don't think they're gonna
Um,
even get nominated
they'll be nominated for something, but I don't think it'll be Game of the Year. But
for
here's
the
the thing.
actual game of the year?
Here's the thing.
Hmm.
I'll say this. You know what? I'll rescind that. I'll say
Okay,
they'll be nominated because I'm thinking of like how many games get nominated? Was it like 5 or 6? What
5.
is it?
I think it's
5?
5. Yeah.
Okay, so what do we got this year? Clay Obscure is obviously going to be on that list.
Death
And then what
Stranding.
else? Death Stranding 2.
Uh huh. What's the other PlayStation game coming out later? Ghost of Yote is also going to be there.
Ghost, sure. We could throw that in there. But for a Game of the Year, what else do we got there?
Kingdom Come
You think
Deliverance is also going to be there.
Kingdom Come Deliverance? And then what's that fifth and final spot?
I know.
What?
Fucking what is that goddamn game came out in February? Monster Hunter.
Ooh, that's something I completely forgot. So here's
Man,
the thing.
there's no Doom.
Yeah, here's the thing. I still think Doom can make it. I think one of those. I mean, I don't. Here's the thing. It's not going to be Monster Hunter. It's not going to be Clay Obscure. It's not going to be.
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be Kingdom Come.
Oh yeah, Split
Um,
Fiction. Also
I,
good.
I can totally see Ghost of Yote
Sure.
not being up.
Bullshit.
Death Stranding 2.
Death Stranding 2
Bullshit.
is going to be there. Look,
Dude,
I
Ghost
know,
of
I know, I
Yote.
know. Look, I know. You say it's a Sony Awards. I get it, and here's the thing. I typically agree with you on that. And if Ghost of Yote is there, it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, you can't believe they did. Like, I get it. I'm just saying, I don't think Ghost of Yote is going to be what Ghost of Tsushima was. I think Doom: The Dark Ages, especially being everywhere, because it is everywhere, has a much better shot than Ghost of Yote. That's all I'm saying. Again, if Ghost of Yote gets nominated, am I going to be surprised? Not really. If Doom of the Dark Ages gets snubbed, am I going to be surprised? Not really. But just how I feel.
All right. Oshus, it's Homo sapiens sapiens. You missed the second sapiens. Ron Slasher says Foam Stars DLC because of course. Fuzzy shouted out Split Fiction. Good shout. Ron, Cyberpunk is not eligible. Stop it.
Split Fiction's actually a pretty good one. You know what else might be there? And it might not be up for Game of the Year, but it will almost certainly get an award. Especially since it was just released on PlayStation. Even though it was technically released last year, is Indiana Jones.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's going to get an award.
It's not
I bet
getting
you that
Game
gets
of the Year.
It's not getting Game of the Year, but I'm saying that's getting an award.
All right. Ron Slasher is as messy as you, man, talking about South of Midnight in the chat. South of Midnight is getting
Game of the Year?
It's getting a ceremonial award. It's getting one of those like artistic whatever awards, but it's not getting Game of the Year.
Yeah, that should
nomination.
get Best Art Design.
Yeah.
That should definitely get that.
Yeah. Ham, is it realistic to say that Doom: The Dark Ages will be a Game of the Year nominee?
That it will?
Yeah, not win, but be a nominee.
I think it's doubtful that'll be a nominee.
I'm with you.
Just based off of the score that it got on like Metacritic, I was just like, all right, well, that's not.
What's the Doom score on Metacritic?
I think it's like an 82.
Oof.
82? People are smoking crack, bro. People are on drugs nowadays.
I saw that.
I want to say that's right. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's 82 right now. I just checked right now. It's 82. Yep.
Is that everywhere or just on Xbox or where?
Oh no. If you look everywhere,
85.
It's 85. It's 85, not 82.
I see an 85. Yeah.
Still not good enough in my opinion.
87 on Xbox, 85 on PC, 85 on PS5.
85 is still not good enough.
It's an 82 on Xbox though.
87
87.
on Xbox.
87 on Xbox and 85 everywhere else.
85 everywhere else.
Oh, so it went up.
I thought it was at like an 86. So I mean, I just kind of assumed they scored mid to high 80s. I didn't even really check.
Yeah, it's an 85. I think 85 is not good enough to get at the Sony Awards. If this was a PlayStation only game, Doom would be definitely a contender. Like probably like a front runner, honestly. But
Maybe.
yeah, man. No chance. At 85,
Right.
that's it, bro.
Guess they're just gonna have to settle for selling tons of copies.
Yeah, okay. So I wasn't tripping. PlayStation had it as at an 82 with 26 reviews on the 9th. And then so it went up.
Yeah,
it must have gone up.
84 or 85 now.
Yep.
But yeah, I think it's just right outside the window looking in this time around. Here's the thing is like I may think after I finish it and play some of the other games that it deserves to be up higher, but kind of doesn't matter.
Yep.
How so?
That's true.
What do you mean kind of doesn't matter?
I mean, because I thought, I think things all the time, right? Like I thought Hogwarts should have been in that conversation a few years ago, but it doesn't matter what I think.
Yeah,
it doesn't. Apparently, see the thing here is not just you. It apparently doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It only really matters what Jeff thinks. Because objectively, whether you thought or anybody thought Hogwarts was the best game of the year, it would appear that most people felt that way. Didn't even get nominated. So
yeah.
So I mean, like, regardless of how many people love whatever game comes out this year, I know we're talking about Doom, but it's going to come down to how Jeff feels. What does Jeff feel like should be at his show? And at the end of the day, he gets to make the call on that. So it's like yeah. I'm just kind of reinforce my statement. That's why I'm there for the reveals. I'm there for the reveals, for the hype moments. If a studio I like or if a game I like gets their award for something they deserve, then that's awesome. But I don't care outside of that. I just can't.
All right. Seawolf says it's the year of Hideo Kojima. Ron says Elden Ring DLC will get nominated again. Oh my god. Guys, if they nominate another DLC, well, you know what? Again, to reinforce the point.
Again?
What's what?
What's the DLC?
Night Rain.
That's not DLC. That's a game, right? Isn't that its whole game?
I think that's DLC, dude.
I thought it was its own game. I'm gonna look that up.
Elden Ring, Night Rain? Isn't that the one that you have to like beat the base game to get access to?
No, that's Shadow of the Erd Tree.
Huh.
Shadow of the Erd Tree, you had to beat one specific boss. Yeah, Night Rain is its own app on Xbox. Like, it's its own game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Either way, you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if they put in the DLC, a specific DLC as a nominee. And to Ham's point earlier on, we've given up already. It's fine. Ron Slasher says Marathon will win Best Art Direction. Yeah, I can see it.
That might be the only thing it has a chance to win.
Ham, what are you putting in there?
I'm just showing you a good picture of Jeff Keighley after he gets done talking to Hideo Kojima about the latest Death Stranding. He's out there getting us some evidence.
Okay. Nothing's more important than keeping it.
And keeping
Oh my god.
prostitution out of our community. I
Oh,
can take more of you.
it.
Freeze.
He's like,
Oh.
I played the game, you guys.
Oh shit.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Kojima really likes it. I do too.
That accent. How do you pull that out? That only Americans can pull off that accent
Freeze.
like that. Okay. All right.
Free.
Come on,
Okay.
guys. I can take more of you.
Oh my god. Stop it.
Just
Stop it.
Who is that? Is that your daughter?
Ham's daughter is letting him know. Put him in his
It's like,
place.
what the hell is that? When even your daughter's like, come on, then you know you got a problem. I'm just saying, your own daughter's like that. Stop it. What's Ham doing?
She was talking about Minecraft.
Okay. Not
She
your
was
voice.
not- she has no idea. No, she's in another room.
There you go.
Ron says
For the
Mario
best.
Kart World wins best racing and multiplayer. Bro, Mario Kart World is not leaving the Sony Awards empty-handed. That game is
Oh, they'll
supposed
win
to carry
something.
Nintendo for the next 10 years. So
If
you
Metroid
best
comes out
believe-
this year, it's over.
I don't think is Metroid coming out this. Well, we don't know, right? We didn't get
We
the
don't
I don't think we
know.
know. Yeah.
we don't know.
We
Yeah,
don't know.
if Metroid does come out this year, though, that's winning something. That's winning something. Probably a couple things. Dude, imagine Mario Kart and Metroid come out this year, and everything we're talking about is moot because they just mop up. They just mop up. Nintendo just mops up the Game Awards.
I don't know, man. Not with
They're
Sony.
not going to.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
happening.
Jeff won't let it happen over his dead body.
Yep. But yeah, Mario Kart is definitely winning something because it's coming out this year. The Switch is coming out this year. Mario Kart is not leaving empty-handed at the Sony Awards. All right. We're
They
moving
give
on
Game of the Year
to
to Switch too.
might as well. Gents,
Oh.
nearly 5 years in, the PlayStation 5 sales remain neck and neck with the PS4. So the PS5 is just 1.2 million units behind the PS4 launch aligned, but Sony expects to sell fewer consoles this year. So there's a second part to this because Sony execs did say that they expect to not only sell less consoles, but change their focus from selling consoles to monthly active users and stuff like that. But we're going to get into that after. For now, I want your comments on the PS5 selling essentially neck to neck with the PS4.
That
Matt, go ahead.
sounds almost like the console market isn't growing, doesn't it? Sounds
It does.
almost like it's kind of shrinking.
It does,
bit.
doesn't it?
I don't know. That's weird though because it's definitely not because that would be insane. Because that would be insane to think that the console market's not growing still, right? That'd be ridiculous. So obviously they got some numbers mixed up somewhere along the way, and they'll release the real numbers maybe Friday, maybe Monday. I think probably.
Then they say I'm a troll.
Yeah, those numbers.
Speaking
don't
of
surprise me.
troll,
What's that?
look at this tweet right here. This is so disrespectful.
Johnny Broom standing vertical leap at the NBA draft combine.
Oh no, is this gonna be
Learn
bad,
Chinese and try Super Duolingo today. What happened?
bro?
Oh, because he misspelled Johnny. Oh, damn.
No,
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 Why?
that's not it. Look
Why?
at his vertical leap, Loke. Tell me you don't got a higher vertical leap than this, Loke.
Let's see.
Look at that. I mean,
I don't have I don't have a
Yes, you
higher
do,
vertical
Loke.
leap than that.
Yes, you do. Look at that leap, Loke. Look at
That's pretty
that,
bad. That's pretty
buddy.
bad.
Dude, if I if I got into shape, right now at 30, like give me a
Shit.
year, give me a full year to get into shape, like a trainer or whatever. I can jump higher, dude.
Oh my god. And Ham
I can
just
jump
lets you keep on playing. God damn, bro.
Bro, like it says right here, this is the most disrespectful tweet I've ever seen. Bro,
higher.
Duolingo themselves tweeted this. Learn Chinese,
Oh no, I
essentially
didn't realize
telling
it
them
was
to move
actually.
to China and play basketball because he ain't
I
good
didn't
enough in the
realize it
United
was
States.
actually Duolingo.
Oh shit. Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Learn Chinese and try Super Duolingo today.
yeah, that's the
Man,
inside joke is you're not good enough.
You're probably not gonna make it.
man,
Damn.
what's that? What's that one? What's that one? Super super popular Chinese team that like Stefan Marbury played for. He's been
I have
playing for
no
them.
idea.
He's been playing for the Shanghai Sharks. This guy,
Yep.
God bless
He's
him.
gonna be a
Good for
legend
him.
at the Shanghai Sharks.
Yeah,
That's
he's
too
gonna go to
bad.
Shanghai and he's gonna fuck shit up. But dude, that
He's
that
gonna
vertical
fuck shit
leap,
up.
that vertical leap.
Well,
Listen, and I'm
speaking,
one to talk. I'm a fat 31-year-old. Okay,
dude, you didn't
so I'm
even
one
get
to
one of
talk.
those things to move. That's pathetic, bro.
But like, dude, he's an athlete. He's like on the cusp of being a pro athlete, and that was his vertical leap, man.
He was on the cusp. He was.
Man, oh,
He was
that's too
very
bad.
close. He almost made it,
That's
right?
too bad, bro.
And since we're
You
talking
know
about vertical leaps,
what's impressive to me is that he must be really good at something else because he has that vertical leap and
he
he's
made it to the
he's at
side.
he's at the NBA draft combine.
Yeah, yeah. That says a lot.
So
He must
he
be a
has
very good
something else that
passer or
he's great.
something. Because
Yeah, like I
Luca,
don't.
I'd like to see Luca's vertical leap. It must not be anything special.
It probably isn't. I'm sure it's better
Probably
than
isn't.
that. I'm sure it's better than that, but yeah. God bless him. Whatever whatever happens. Hope he
Whenever Matt,
gets.
whenever Matt says "God bless you," it's
I hope
it's not
he
a good
gets to play
thing.
basketball. That's all I'm saying.
It's not. It's not a good thing. Chat. If
Don't
Matt says
ever
"God bless you,"
don't ever give up. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Play your basketball.
if Matt ever says "God bless you,"
He
it's not
means
a
it.
good thing.
He means it and he wants you to succeed.
He definitely means it. Just
Exactly.
don't be happy about it. Don't be happy. Don't be happy. Um, since we're talking about vertical leaps, fellas, let's go around the NBA. We're almost at the
hmm
conference finals. The
hmm
Thunder and the Nuggets. Thunder 1, Nuggets 4. Sorry, the OKC Thunder lead 3-2. Who you got, Matt, and why?
Between the Thunder and the Nuggets, well, experience would say Nuggets, but
Yeah.
just raw talent and firepower right now. I mean, geez, it's pretty hard to bet against OKC.
So you got OKC.
Yeah, I'd have to go OKC.
Ham. Thunder lead 3-2. Who you got?
It's unfortunate. I'm gonna ride the sinking ship and say the Nuggets.
I am actually with you on
Salute,
that one.
salute to both of you.
Yeah.
I hope you're right. Honestly,
I hope I'm right too.
I want to see Jokic win another one. Shy's got plenty of time. Shy will win one. I just want to see Jokic win another one.
Yeah. History just tells us, Matt, that the Thunder are due another season of, frustration.
hmm
Because this is what their second deep postseason run. Most teams, it's like 3, 4 runs and then they win.
Yeah.
These guys would be like the fastest to ever do it. and they haven't even paid most of their star talent. So yeah, I'm with Ham. They're going down to the Nuggets, or they're gonna go down to the Wily Warriors or the Timberwolves. Speaking of which, Minnesota lead 3-1. I would like to add the context that 95% of teams that lead 3-1 end up winning the series. Matt,
Mm-hmm.
are the Warriors done and dusted? And also, Steph Curry's out. So, what do you think?
Well, it sucks that Steph's out, but as someone who has been a Cavs fan his whole life and was there during the Cavs versus Warriors the last decade, I hope the Warriors are out. I'm petty. I hope the Warriors are out. Cavs are out. Let's get the Warriors out.
Damn.
The
Wow.
hate never ends.
That's
Bro.
right. That's a fact.
So much like proper vitriol from this guy.
I don't
Jeez.
have any
All right.
time to. And here's the thing: is
He doesn't have time. Oh shit!
I love Steph, but as long as Draymond's on that team, I'm a hater. I'm a hater.
Oh man, Draymond is so easy to hate. Let's agree on
He
that
is.
one.
You'd love to have him on your team,
Yeah.
but if he's on the other team, I don't like him. Don't like him.
I like Draymond off the court.
Draymond off the court seems like a chill guy. Draymond on the court seems like
Draymond on the court is batshit crazy. He reminds me of Rod. He reminds me of Rodman, where it's like you seem like a pretty cool guy, but damn, you really don't want to play fair, do you? You don't.
Does he even know how to do it? Does he even know how to do it?
I don't think so. It didn't feel like it.
God damn,
feel like he cares.
Sapo hates basketball. That sucks. Sorry, Sapo.
I don't know how we got this deep on it. I was just talking about the vertical on that guy.
That's all me. It's all me. It's the playoffs. We're always going to have a segment for it. It just is what it is. Sorry. Fuzzy says fuck the Warriors forever. So
That's
Matt, you have someone.
Fact. This gang shit, bro.
You guys are just a bunch of haters. Wow.
You're damn right, I'm a hater.
Like Kendrick Lamar would be very
and Fuzzy's also, if I'm not mistaken, Fuzzy's the Cavs fan. So me and him get it. Me and him get it. Fuck the Warriors.
All right then.
It ain't right.
All right. Ham, Timberwolves, Warriors. Who you got?
We're going through all of this shit. God damn.
Hell yeah.
I wish I would have saved that to the end of the show. I hate talking about games or I hate talking about basketball in the middle of games.
End of the show, you can
talk
about The Last of Us.
Yeah, where it properly deserves to be at the end of the show.
Sure.
In case nobody wants to hear about this shit, they can leave.
Sure.
But the Warrior or come on, man, stop it. Stop playing with me. You asking me crazy questions.
Meaning?
Moving on.
All right. In the East, we've got the Cavaliers and the Pacers.
It's over. There's nothing to talk about there.
Cavs and 7.
Matt, I want to give you one more game. I just want to give you one more chance.
Yep.
What are your overall reflections on the season? I watched Donovan Mitchell's reaction at the end of the game, and he was like, I know you guys are going to count us out, and you're going to write your little articles and say Cavaliers are cooked, etc., etc." What are your thoughts on his comments and the Cavs? Do you think they're actually cooked?
So I haven't even seen his comments. I haven't watched anything. The only thing, I haven't seen any of that stuff.
Okay.
Because like once they lost last night, I was like, you know what? I just want to play Doom. a play doom. Forget that happened. Cavs didn't play basketball last night, as far as I'm concerned. Season just mysteriously ended. I don't know what happened.
It
But
evaporated.
yeah, I don't know why that happened, but it was weird. But I haven't seen his comments. Do I think the Cavs are cooked? Here's the thing. I think the Cavs probably need to move on from somebody. I think they've got the right coach for the job.
Did you say Donovan?
I said
No,
Garland.
He said Garland.
Oh, okay.
I think the Cavs
I've been saying that for like 2 years.
I think they need to move on from somebody. I think the coach is right. They got a great coach. Donovan's Donovan. He's not going anywhere. That's your star player right now.
He's the only one when the ship was sinking, falling apart, no one's making a shot. He's the only one that's still not only putting up shots, but actually has good percentage overall. He's the only one.
Sure. So him and Evan Mobley are untouchable.
Okay.
I say I don't want to trade Garland, but if you get a good deal for Garland, you don't really have a choice at this point. The person I'd be trading, and I hate to say it, because I really enjoy him, is Jared Allen. You probably have to trade Jared Allen because he's your best contract that you have in terms of, I think he's getting like $20 million a year, which is for his skill in today's NBA. That's nothing. So like you could get some really good pieces for Jared Allen. You got to do something though. You also need to add more depth because we thought we had a lot of depth throughout the season. We got to the playoffs and a lot of that depth just kind of stopped playing. So I don't know. I don't want to go into all of it, but like, do I think they're cooked? No. They got to make some changes. They'll be fine. It is what it is.
All right. Remake Station 5 says NBA is so boring now. All they do is shoot threes and layups. I disagree with that.
I don't.
Station, I would say
100% agree. They just shoot threes all game. And even the players say that.
Have you been watching the playoffs, Sam? Maybe not the
playoffs. The playoffs are the playoffs. The playoffs are when everyone actually really plays. But like during the season, I get it. Unless you're like Matt and you have your team, I can understand somebody just being like, this isn't that interesting. I'll wait till the playoffs. I get that. I 100% get it. I mean, there's players and coaches that even say that same shit. Like, what was it? There was a head coach for the Celtics a few years ago, the black dude that got fired.
Oh,
yeah. He says he refuses to watch NBA games unless it's the Celtics games. It has nothing to do with him being a Celtics coach. It just has to do with the way the game is played now.
Just sucks.
It's just not as entertaining. I mean, half the time people are sitting in games or, counting minutes. Yeah. And then when they're in the game, they shoot threes all day.
Yep.
Not everybody's Steph Curry, Or not everybody's Steph Curry, but you'd swear everybody wants.
Yeah. And then garbage time. Garbage time used to be like the last, 4 minutes if the gap was too big.
It's the whole fourth quarter.
You can have the whole fourth quarter being garbage time. It's crazy. It's insane. Fuzzy says they mainly need to stay healthy and add the right veteran help. So I guess that's about the Cavs. Playoff basketball is actually good. Regular season basketball sucks right now. Facts, Fuzzy. Facts.
Yeah.
Remake Station. Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
No. I was going to say that's the thing with the Cavs is multiple years in a row they've gotten unlucky with injuries at the exact same time. You've got to figure out a way to fix that, and some of that's luck, but you just got to figure some other things out. You need more players.
I saw the guys on ESPN saying that the issue actually isn't the players. The issue is the schedule, saying that there's too many games.
Well, the scheduling thing, the scheduling thing specifically for the Cavs, I'm only going to talk about that because that's all I know because that's the team I follow. But I think they had after the All-Star break, they were able to do 3 practices because they were back and forth on the road for multiple games. Then they'd come home, maybe have a practice if they got lucky. then they were right back out on the road. Like, there's just too many games, not enough time to practice, not enough time to rest during the back half of especially the back half of the season. And it's like that for every team. You're just, once the All-Star break hits, your All-Star break is your rest. And if you didn't rest at the All-Star break,
It's
then
downhill all the way.
you're done.
And fucking Adam, I'm allergic to silver. Fucking
What?
that motherfucker. His proposition is to shorten games, and I'm like, that's not going to help.
That's not going to help.
Yeah.
He's like, we should have 10-minute quarters. We're the only ones that do 48. And I'm like, dude, that's not going to help.
That's just going to make the games more frantic and injuries happen more frequently, honestly. Like, the way to get rid of injuries, which is what the NBA wants because it's good for their brand to have star players playing all the time, is to shorten the season.
Yes.
That's the way to do it. So,
and they're dancing around it instead of just facing it.
Exactly.
Remake Station says it depends on the team. I really like watching the Knicks. They're the closest to old school. Facts. Fuzzy says there's definitely evidence that there's too many games. So many high usage players have gotten hurt in the playoffs. These parts, it's ridiculous. The amount of players getting injured is crazy. All right. Last one. Knicks Celtics. The New York Knicks lead 3-1. Unfortunately, Jason. Just because they beat your Cavs. Jeez.
I'm a big Knicks fan. To be real, though, if it's Knicks and Pacers, I'll be cheering for the Pacers. To be real.
Really?
Yeah, I want to see the Pacers. I mean, they beat our ass. I want to see them do good. I want to see that ass beating be justified. I want them to do good.
Okay. So you think the Pacers are going to win?
I hope they are. I think it's going to be really tough to beat the Knicks.
All right. And also, by saying that, you think it's over between the Knicks and the Celtics?
If Tatum wasn't injured, I wouldn't think that way. But Tatum is injured, and it's unfortunate, and I don't see how. 3-1, they got to pull out a miracle without their star player, and that's going to be... that would literally be a miracle.
That would be difficult to pull off. All right. We agree on that one, Matt. I think the Knicks are definitely moving on. But as far as the Pacers and the Knicks go, I'm rolling with fuck it. I have to go with the Pacers as well. I want the Knicks to win. I really want them to win. Like, deeply in my soul, I want the Knicks to win. But the Pacers, they not only have momentum, but that whole team is clicking. It's not like, Halliburton is carrying the team. No, that team feels like an avalanche of just amazing players who can just go the fuck off any game. And sometimes they'll all go off at the same time, and then it's halftime. They've scored like 80 points. It's wild. So I'm going with the Pacers, regardless. Whatever. Like, Brunson is awesome. I love Brunson. He's my favorite player in the East. But the Pacers, dude, they feel inevitable. Ham, do you think the Celtics are done?
Oh, I don't care.
Come back. Okay, all right. So that's the NBA. Let's get back to glazing Sony.
Yay.
5 years in, 5 years in, the PS5 is matching the PS4. Matt, you were talking about. Doesn't this point out that the console market is stagnant instead of growing?
It's not just stagnant; it's shrinking at this point. And it's not. It's
they're
not
1.5. The PS5 is 1.5 million behind the PS4.
Behind.
They're close.
Exactly.
But they're behind.
And that's the thing. When I say shrinking, I don't mean like, this alarming rate where they're down like dozens, like tens of millions. No, it's not like that. It's just 1.5 million. I mean, what does that look like for the PS6? Is it still gonna be 1.5 million behind the PS5, or is it gonna be even more? Like, I don't think it's gonna be something that happens overnight, because people are obviously still buying these consoles, but it's just one of those things where it is happening. Whether it's happening quick or slow or whatever the case may be, it's still happening. The console market is very much shrinking at the moment, and even PS5, with all of its ridiculous success selling consoles and everything this generation, it's still not up to par with last generation. Not quite up to par with last generation. So that should be telling.
All right. Ham, thoughts on the PS5 barely behind the PS4 in terms of sales?
Well, I know a lot of PlayStation fanboys are like happy with some of the numbers that they're seeing, but I can tell you that Sony's not.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to make a next piece of hardware or a next game, your intentions are not to sell near as much as the last one.
Yeah.
You know, like,
it's not the plan.
So and then on top of that, they just had their like business call or whatnot, right? And Sony's starting to understand the assignment. They're starting to understand that hey, selling consoles is cool and we're really good at that. We're better than Xbox at that. Easy. Right?
Yeah.
But they just announced, Sony, PlayStation just announced that they are starting to take MAUs more serious than console sales. And for those of you that don't know what that means, it's monthly active users. And console sales are cool, but that's what they want. They want to make sure that they are getting all the attention that they possibly can. And right now they're doing pretty good on console, but that's not the only place where they can make money. And that's clearly what they said is like, hey, if they don't feel like monthly active users is enough right now, and then they just got done telling you literally like what yesterday, I don't know exactly the time, that hey, console sales isn't enough anymore, then that's just a fact of the matter. It's nothing to be mad about. It's nothing to argue about. It's not a matter of being right or wrong. It's just that's what they said. They said we're looking at monthly active users now.
Yep.
I mean, we know Xbox doesn't have near as many consoles in the wild, right? But when it comes to their software, which is the reason the hardware is made in the first place, their active users are off the fucking charts.
Oh yeah.
Now I know people like Seawolf are looking here and being like, oh, but the Xbox console is just not doing as good. That is not what that's not what these companies are caring about right now. They're telling us that to our face. Is Sony PlayStation right now with the news that they just came out with, talking about caring about monthly active users, and Xbox clearly going out there not caring near as much as about their console as they did in previous generations. The only person out here that is literally forcing you to use their console is Nintendo. That's the only one. Everyone, like literally everybody else is telling you we have our own thing, but in case you don't like it, you can play it over here, or we'll be over there shortly after we get done taking care of our business first. And then the third party, and then third party output is just, you're not fucking with exclusives like that anymore. Some sure, but it ain't near as much as before. A lot of them see too much money left on the table. And Sony's starting to realize that themselves. I mean, they wouldn't have made a launcher and put games on PC if they didn't think that way.
You think this is a sign of PC day one approaching?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This might not be the absolute moment, but this is just another step in that direction. This is another, branch on the ladder that they're climbing. You can't sit here and talk about monthly active users, say, oh yeah, the console's doing good, but it ain't doing good enough. Well, what the fuck else is the option?
Keep it exclusive, I guess.
Have those numbers go down, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, as much as Seawolf and some other people want to bring up Xbox, this has nothing to do with Xbox. This is what PlayStation wanted to do. This is what they just got done talking about. If we bench all thoughts about Xbox right now and specifically just talk about PlayStation, we know damn well, everyone sitting here knows this, that they are not the same company that they were last generation.
Yep.
And if you're telling yourself that they're the exact same company, you're lying to yourself.
What if I want to lie to myself, fam? What if I want to have more peaceful nights?
Ignorance is bliss. If you want to be in a blissful state, hey, do your thing, man. But I'm just saying, everyone said the exact same thing about Xbox when they started dropping games on PC. Everybody said Xbox is cooked. So why isn't it the same?
Because PlayStation, right? PlayStation is just increasing the amount of people that are playing. They already have everyone.
By doing what, Loke? By doing what?
By going to PC, bro.
Okay, so they're the same what I'm saying.
So Loke,
yeah,
kind of like Xbox is increasing. Did you not see, like, I think there was numbers that said like Forza Horizon 5 sold like 2 million copies on PlayStation. That's increasing. That's increasing the amount of people who are playing your thing.
True.
Wonder how many people bought Oblivion on PlayStation. Wonder how many people bought Doom on PlayStation. Dude, you know the answer to that. A lot of people. Same with the amount of people who bought it on PC. A lot of people bought that shit.
I've been saying it, Loke. How would you feel if McDonald's rocked up in Yo Burger King, but you couldn't sell Yo Burgers at McDonald's?
Oh my God! Again,
I mean, you could, but you don't want to because you have too much pride, right? Which is fine, right? Because a lot of us didn't want Xbox games going over to PlayStation, right? So that's a fair thought process. But when it comes to money, and one person standing next to the other person saying, "Hey, I'm flossing," it's clear who's flossing harder. It's clear who has mo. Just a mo.
PlayStation is not putting their games on Xbox. That's not.
They're not.
No, they're not.
That's
what I just described.
They're putting them on PC. Which, again, to Ham's point, is the exact conversation we had about Xbox last generation when everybody freaked out. And they're like, we're going to bring, what was it, Quantum Break was the first one? I can't remember which game was the first one. Where they're like, we're going to bring it to PC. And everybody's like, no, you can't do that. It's crazy. We're almost a decade later. Xbox is now almost unanimously the number one publisher in gaming right now.
Okay.
So they can't do it? Because what? Because why? Because you don't like it? Like, what?
Because then there's no value in the PlayStation console.
And the PlayStation, there is value in the PlayStation console, look, because people have put tons of money into that console. Same reason like people make the joke about like nobody plays Xbox. 30 plus million people are still on the new Xboxes. Do you know why? It's because they put all that money into the ecosystem last generation. The value's there because your games are there. It's the same for PlayStation. It'd be the same thing for Switch if Switch ever did multi-platform, which they'll never do. But it's the same thing. The console still holds value. As long as the console exists, it still holds value because you've spent your money there.
And part of the strategy that differs between Xbox and PlayStation is that Xbox wants you to keep your games from generation to generation, whereas PlayStation, they never wanted that. They're only doing that because people found that attractive over on other platforms, Xbox, Steam, and other things. Oh, people still do like old stuff. But if you remember the beginning of this generation, it was fuck the old stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. It was all about the new stuff.
It was all about the new stuff. They didn't want to turn around and give you nothing that you've had before. They didn't want to give you value.
I was literally thinking about that yesterday because I was streaming Doom the Dark Ages and Ray Chi was in chat. And Ray Chi brought up the point of like the roles kind of reversed. Where at the beginning of the generation, PlayStation was like, our focus is new games on our new platform. Versus Xbox at the beginning of the generation was like, we're going to support the Xbox One for years and years. And it's like, which one fell off sooner? Because, I mean, you think of the games in the last couple years that were on Xbox. Starfield sure shit isn't on the Xbox One. Avowed's not on the Xbox One. Hellblade's not on the Xbox One. Doom the Dark Ages is not on the Xbox One. Like, there's so many. The last one was Pentiment, I think Rachie said in my chat yesterday. And it's like, we haven't seen it since. It's like the roles reversed there. And kind of like, I guess it kind of makes sense for Xbox because it's like they have a smaller player base, but it's like for PlayStation, I don't know. I just think it's funny we're at the position where we're at right now, where the roles have reversed. Everybody dogged on Xbox for doing what they did. People still have problems with what Xbox is doing, but whatever it is they're doing, it seems to be working. PlayStation wants to be making more money. They're selling less consoles than last generation. And this is them.
It's only 1.5 million less, right?
But that is less. That is 1.5 million is still less.
Yes, it's less.
No,
and
they're
like
still
I said,
doing good, but they're still doing good. But like the plan, like I said at the beginning of the conversation, the plan is to outdo the previous. Yes. It's not to do as good or near as good as the previous. It's literally to do as good as the previous, or to do better than the previous.
Think about this, Loke. How much comfort do you think PlayStation would take in being the leader in a dying business? How much pride do you think they? Hey, our console's the best console. We keep selling them. But we don't sell as much as we sold last generation, or the generation before that, or the generation before that. But we're beating the competition in this dying space. Sure,
a win is a win. That's how they see it.
You're the king. The thing is, Loke, being the king is great, but you're the king of fucking nothing.
Well, it's not nothing yet, right?
But the thing is, it's going to be nothing, Loke.
Sure. But today, is it nothing?
I know. Look, I'm not saying that they're not crushing it right now. They're crushing it, especially compared to Xbox.
Yeah, they're crushing it against the competition, but they're not crushing it in the sense of.
Well,
new opportunity that was unfound. They have to literally go out of their way to make things better than they were last generation. They're not just, oh, here's the PlayStation 5, everything's better. It's, oh, here's the PlayStation 5, here's some games on PC, here's a VR headset again that really underperformed, here's a handheld that connects to the thing. You know, like it's not doing everything all on its own and going further than it once did before. It's not doing that. It's in a business that's declining, and they are showing us that they're trying to mitigate the decline. It's very simple. But for some reason, a lot of people are having a hard time understanding that. It's a declining. It's a declining product, in the sense of, oh, there's a lot of other ways to be able to play stuff, and then on top of it, they're having to do a ton of work to bring back things that people wish they would have brought back a long time ago because somebody else was doing it and they thought it was cool. Tae said in the comments, they only did that to lie, to sell. No, they didn't do that to lie. If they did that to lie, then they would have already had a backwards compatibility team, not made one months after the launch of the PS5 itself. It wasn't a trick. It was oh, we didn't realize that was important. Let's get on that. That's what it was.
Yep. Say, look, imagine, fuck it. They have a business. Their business is making the console, the software that goes with the console. They're beating Xbox by every metric in terms of console sales. Yeah. Every metric you can possibly think of, they are beating Xbox.
Every single one, brother.
However, they're not beating themselves. They just lost to themselves last generation. So, are you still pumped? Hey, we're beating Xbox. Xbox isn't really a threat anymore in terms of consoles. Of course you're beating Xbox. Xbox, with their recent moves, has kind of made sure that will stay the case in terms of console sales. So, is it really a gold medal that you're beating Xbox in terms of console sales when you're not doing what you did before? And what happens next generation? Are you going to not do what you did this generation? Is it just going to keep going and going and going?
Yeah. If next generation they sell 1 million less than they did this generation, and then if that trend keeps going, it's not a good look.
It's already 1 million less right now, Ham.
I know, but I'm saying if the PS6 comes out and then that
another 1 million less,
1 million less.
Right. Okay.
The trend is not good.
And think of this, Luke. We talked about it a couple weeks ago with the prices being what they are and what they're probably going to end up being with these next gen consoles after Xbox hiked the prices of all their shit. So you see the PS5 Pro at $700. You see Xbox going like, we'll not even make a Pro console. We'll give you 2 terabytes and we'll charge you $700 for that shit. So we all kind of agreed we're looking at close to $1,000 for next generation. What do you think someone's gonna do? Like, what do you think the breaking point is? Obviously, the casual gamer's just gonna like, hey, I want the PlayStation, I want the Xbox, the Nintendo, I'll get that. But there's a lot of people who are online, like on Twitter, on Blue Sky, on YouTube, on Reddit, whatever that.
Ain't nobody on Blue Sky. Stop it.
I'm on Blue Sky all the time, buddy. But there's these people online who are like, I love gaming. God, it's getting expensive. What should I do? Should I drop this $1,000 for this PlayStation, this Xbox, or whatever the case may be, or should I just save that $1,000, put it to the side, and build a PC? There's going to be a lot of people making choices like that when the next generation of consoles hits. And not everybody who was on console this generation is going to be on console next generation because they made choices like that. So again, it's not a growing business. It's
I mean,
still a
I
good
made that choice
business.
right now.
Exactly, you made that choice. I'm on the cusp of making that choice, dude. I've had a PC since I've had a PC of some form since late 2017, early 2018. I've had a PC of some form. I've always come back to console because it's always so convenient versus the PC. It's always cheaper. What's happening?
What the fuck, Ty?
This slow guy is annoying. He's not even trying to argue back. I bet you he's playing some games, some Souls. Jesus. Dirt crappy rally simulator. Dude, practice.
Let me switch off. Let me switch off Steam. Let me switch off Steam. God damn it. Listen.
Wow. Hold on, Loke. Keep it on. I want to see what you're
I
playing. I want to
I
see what
will
you're
not
playing, Loke.
fight. No, 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 it's off. I will not
What were?
fight for a corporation. I was playing WRC6. I will not fight
Oh,
for a
so he was right.
corporation unless I actually feel it in my bones. I'm not gonna just fight for a corporation. And
You should.
yes, Ty, I'm doing my best to play devil's advocate right now. Right? The only thing I can grasp at right now is that, guys, it's a dying industry. Sorry, it's a dying sector
Yeah.
of the most profitable entertainment industry on the planet, barring
Yes.
prostitution. Right? Barring prostitution,
Well, shit. I
gaming is
mean,
number
I
one.
don't think that's very legal in a lot of places, but sure,
Barring
sure.
prostitution, gaming is number one, right?
Yeah.
And the console market clearly, right? And I'm tired. I'm sorry, Seawolf. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of when Phil Spencer says the console industry is dying. Oh no, it's Xbox that's struggling. And then a Sony exec comes out and says it. Oh, let's all like bring out crickets and pretend it's not real. Guys, I'm tired.
Yes.
I'm tired of this shit.
Think.
We need to just agree. Like, are these execs lying or are they telling the truth about the industry?
Yes, we
We
can't pick and
can't
choose.
pick and choose when it's
Yes.
convenient for our specific narratives.
And we also
Exactly.
can't pick and choose when it's cool to lie.
Yes.
Because if I go by Ty's thought process that they lied, well, then that's not cool either. Because you just sent me into the wrong direction of thinking.
Yep.
So, like, it's just like, I'm not going to give that a pass either. But I don't think they lied at all. I think they legitimately did not want to go for backwards compatibility. You brought up God of War Ragnarok, but that was super close. That was within a couple of years of the launch of the actual console.
Yep. Also,
that's understandable. I don't think, and plus that's a lot of users you'd be missing out on as well.
Mm-hmm.
But as for like any sort of backwards compatibility, we're talking about real backwards compatibility, not this shit that you guys remake after 2 years.
Oh, stop it, Andy.
I'm being dead serious. I'm not talking about fucking Days Gone type of shit.
That's messy, bro.
I'm talking about actual old games that you were able to play. You can't just throw in certain games into the PlayStation without it being like, I don't know about that.
Yep.
All right, pause, Matt. Pause. Ty is saying console market is literally 28% or so. How's it dying? What are you talking about? Ty,
28.
And again,
Wait,
we need to go by the corpos speak. And we need to decide, are we going to listen to the corpos or we're going to just discount what the corpos say? Because the corpos say if the market isn't growing, it is dying. That's what the corpos say. Right? Ty, and we argue about this almost every single Monday on Everything Plus Gaming. Oh, corporations are awesome, according to Ty. Corporations is why we get good games, according to Ty. Well, corporations are also why making $10 billion every single year is a bad thing. Because corporations believe that unless you make 11 billion the next year, everything, the sky is falling. So no, Ty, it is dying. Not because Loke thinks it's dying, but because the corpos, the ones that run this industry, think it's dying.
You know how you know that the console industry, and to anybody in the chat, anybody watching this after fact, you know how you know the industry is dying is that
The
Loke.
industry is not dying. The industry is not
No,
dying.
okay, let me be that. The console industry, let me clarify that,
No.
is dying. Is because Loke, I know we love to joke about him being from Texas, but Loke is literally in Africa, and he found a way to get himself a PC. He went through all the channels to get himself a PC just so he wouldn't have to put up with it. If someone
And I
in
have both
Africa,
consoles. And I have
yes,
both
if someone
consoles.
in Africa is willing to go through all of that stuff, the whole process of sending me money, having me get the parts, and then send it to him, and then he has to get it from somebody else. If they're willing to do that, think of just the average person here in America, here in Canada, in the UK, or wherever the hell, who's like, you know what? These prices are kind of crazy. Let me just save up for a little bit, and I'll build a PC. Like, it would be insane to think that people aren't doing that because people are doing that. There's stats to prove that PC is growing. There's stats to prove that console is shrinking. It's not a debate. It's not how you feel about it. You can be bummed, you can be happy, you can be whatever. It doesn't matter. That is the facts.
Oh my god. Okay. Ty wants some more. It says corporations can say whatever they want. The question is, what is the truth? Y'all
Oh
think
my
people are
goodness.
going to get tired of sitting on a couch and playing games?
No, they're not. They're not. That the thing is,
What's that
it's
have to
going
do
to be
with anything?
it's going to be easier than ever to sit on a couch and play games.
I
It's
don't
just
understand where that correlates. What's sitting on the couch and playing games have to do with something? I mean, you can sit on the couch and play games without a console right now.
yes. You can
Dude,
hook up a PC, and if Xbox achieves their goal of like merging the whole Xbox and PC experience, that's a whole other thing. Steam is talking about a console. I mean, there's already the Steam Deck. Like, there just because people like to sit on their couch and play games doesn't mean you can't do that on a PC.
dude,
You can absolutely do that on a PC.
I'll use it since Matt used me as an example. I'll use myself again as an example. I'm I'm one of the laziest people when it comes to tech stuff. Like, think of 108 Dragon, right? That's someone that likes to mess with stuff. I am like the polar opposite of 108 Dragon. I love me some plug and play shit at all
Yes.
times. That I am that guy. I am that guy. I learned PC gaming. I figured this shit out. I'm actively working on learning about emulation and everything because at some point I figured out that I'm getting the raw end of the deal. And this is coming from the laziest console player that has ever console played. So I extrapolate that type of mentality to a lot of other people. A lot of people are going to have the same thoughts. A lot of people that aren't as lazy as I am, and they're going to be like, you know what, fuck this. And as for this thing
Yep.
about sitting in front of the couch, I'm sorry. Like Ham said, it's really not that hard to put a PC in your living room. It's not difficult. And all this bullshit
It
about,
takes
ah,
one
no,
cord.
Yep.
a mouse and keyboard. Get the fuck out of here. With a
Dude.
PC, with a PC connected to your TV living room, when you turn on the Xbox or PlayStation controller, fucking Steam recognizes what you are trying to do and converts the Steam OS into a PlayStation or Xbox like dashboard. It
Yep.
looks just like a
Just
fucking console.
Just
on your
opens up Steam
TV.
Big Picture.
Guys, on a serious note, on a very, very serious note, if I'm not a content creator by the time next gen rolls, for some reason, if for some reason I'm not on TSWS, I'm not doing anything on this, I'm not doing nothing, I'm just playing video games for fun.
He might not be. I might kick his ass out of here.
For some, if that ever happens,
locked up.
Come back to America or you're done.
Oh God, I already have a beast of a PC in my office. If this happens, I'm not a content creator next gen, I'm buying another PC with the same specs or higher specs. I'm putting it in my living room, and I've got 2 PCs. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And then after that, I'll buy a Steam Deck too, and I'm good. Or the new ROG Ally X, and I'm good. This business about being
You
stuck
can
on
plug those in the
console,
TVs too. Keep that in mind.
Hell
dude,
yeah.
it's like being in the Matrix. It's like being in the same way, Ham. This is going to sound fucked up, but I'll say it. The same way when I broke down Game Pass to my brothers, their minds exploded. I feel like when you break down PC gaming and show it to someone in front of you, in front of them, actually show them practically, I think it has the same effect of like, why don't I have this in my life?
Definitely.
That's all. That's how I want to end that rant. Go ahead, Matt.
And to Ham's point, dude, like just last night, I had my ROG Ally docked to my TV, and I like when you first thing you do when you boot up your ROG Ally, and it's Windows. Keep this in mind. This is a Windows thing. It launches into Armory Crate, which is essentially their version of like a Steam OS thing, but it's for all different launchers. You pick a game you want to play with a controller, and then you play the game. It's that, and it's docked to my TV. I don't have to touch a keyboard or a mouse. I just have to turn the thing
The
on, and
thing
then it
turns
works.
into a console. The thing turns into a console. Why
And
are we
here's the
lying to ourselves here?
and here's the even better part. If you don't even want to deal with being at a TV, dude, some people, I see it online all the time. People like love the Steam Deck. People love gaming handhelds because they get off work. They don't want to sit at a desk and play their computer. They just want to lay down and relax. They have a handheld. You can lay down like you're about to fall asleep and play a Steam Deck for hours and have a great time.
And
It's
not fall asleep? That doesn't sound very productive, but okay, carry on.
but I'm saying it's like this idea that like people won't give up the comfort. It's like you don't have to give up the comfort of sitting on a couch playing game. Like in fact, you could be more comfortable than ever, honestly. Nowadays. Just it's so much more accessible, it's so much easier to do, and it's so much broader than the one dimensional. You sit at your couch and play this. You can lay down, you can sit at your couch, you can sit at your desk, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Seawolf says I hate PC dwellers. Hey, Seawolf, you can go ahead and hate me, brother. You can go ahead and hate me. Well, all I'll say is that the thing that really triggered me, that thing that made me really sit down and be like, what the fuck, was Metal Gear Solid uh Master Collection, the first one, number one. I remember my mind blew. It exploded. When that thing came out, right? I bought it on the PS5, having myself a blast. I played it for like an hour, 2 hours. For some reason, right? The next day I was leaving work and I put on an Oh No, It's Alex video. And Alex was bitching about something about gaming ownership and stuff like that, and how PC is better. And he essentially used MGS as an example and just pointed out that, yeah, so if you had bought Metal Gear Solid on PC 12 years ago, you don't need to buy the remastered collection, because the only things that are on the remastered collection that you don't have is like the gimmicky shit, like books and whatever, which I'm sorry, they're not the main game. They're not the meat and potatoes. And then I sat there and I thought to myself, wait, but what What if I'd already bought Metal Gear on on the previous PlayStations and I wanted to play it on PS5 with the power of the PS5? It's like, no, you can't do that. If you bought Metal Gear Solid, right? Metal Gear Solid 1 on the PS1, you cannot now play it on the PS5. And then it hit me, bro. If you want to buy games, like, right, you want to buy Remnant and then just be done. You now own Remnant. You can now play and access Remnant. You have to do it on PC, because if you do it on console, by the time the PlayStation 8 comes out, if for some random ass reason you want to play Remnant, you're fucked. You're fucked. You just have to have all the previous consoles. And obviously, Remnant seems like a very random game. But I'm sitting here as a Metal Gear Solid fan, thirsty as fuck to go back and play the game from 1998. So if my fandom allows me to be thirsty for a game from 1998, it's possible that someone's going to be thirsty for Remnant, for Helldivers 2, for whatever ass game you want. So what's this? Seawolf, so are you against Nintendo for sure? Look, I am against Nintendo. Fuck Nintendo.
Dude, Loke hates Nintendo more than anybody probably
Bro,
in the chat. Anybody on this panel. Loke hates Nintendo. Loke hates
Thanks for
Nintendo.
reminding
So,
me,
like,
Seawolf.
so like, if you thought he was gonna like be like duh, but no.
No.
There is no backtracking.
Motherfuck Nintendo. Shit.
That was his. I don't know if you were here, Seawolf, but that was the last thing he said when he left the last show.
This guy ain't paying attention.
Final thought was brief. It was 2 words. He said "fuck Nintendo" and left.
This guy has not been paying attention. That's the clear answer, Seawolf. The clear answer is,
I thought it was clear last week.
Bro, what are we doing? Seawolf, I want to pay $50, $60, $70, $80, fuck it, even $90, and I want to own the thing I paid for. And it just hit me, right, that if I want to actually own a video game, the closest thing to owning a video game in the digital age, it's fucking GOG. It's Steam. That's the closest, because all I have to do when I get my next PC is log into my account, and everything I've ever spent a red cent, digital or otherwise, is right on that motherfucker.
Or you can just take your hard drive out and just plug it into the new one.
Simple.
Done.
I'm a simple Simon ass motherfucker. So if you don't let me own my shit, you can fuck off. How did we get to ownership? We're talking about console sales. Jeez.
Oh, we talked about console sales.
Well, it's just because the goalpost always moves whenever we're talking about play. And anytime we talk about PlayStation, people come out and they defend the thing that they just got done barking about the other day. Oh, these companies lie. Terrible liars. They lied to us on purpose to keep us happy. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? One day it's a good lie, the next day it's a bad lie. Oh, having all the games is best. I get to play all the games. Xbox misses out. But then if you bring up PC, oh man, but nah, man. Nah, man, that's great. That's just too many. Who would want to play that? Like what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, it never correlates.
I saw somebody
who would want to play all the games. No one ever said that. Come on. Did someone actually say that?
Well, of course, we've heard plenty of times of people saying, "Oh, those games are old. Who wants to play those games?" At the beginning of the generation, the whole "we believe in generation," everybody was like, "Who would want to play those old ass games anyways? Why you get Xbox to be able to play backwards compatibility? Nobody cares about that. Everybody wants new stuff now, and now the 2 hot things is backwards compatibility and remakes."
That's dumb.
Yeah, that's a fact. I saw someone in the chat earlier. I don't know who it was. I just kind of glanced over at it. but it was when Ham was talking about the whole console thing. Someone said, "So where did Claire Obscure sell the most?" Answer me that.
That's
And
PC. It's easy.
my thought was PC. PC is the answer to that. Where does any game sell the most? Any
Let's
AAA
say,
or
let's
AA
say,
or
all
whatever
right,
game?
Matt,
Yeah,
let's say it's PlayStation. What's the point the person was trying to make? I don't understand.
I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you.
All right.
It,
If that person is
it's
still in the chat, we're curious. Let's pretend Clear Obscure sold the most on PlayStation. What was your ultimate point? What was your Uno reverse? What was your Kamehameha move after we said it's sold more on PlayStation? I want to hear
the,
it. But
the thing
Ham,
is,
okay.
I dude was about to hit
But,
you with
but
that instant transmission and give you a spirit bomb you never seen.
yeah.
let's see.
Continue.
Let's see.
Continue.
So I just Ham, I just wanted to rebut something you said real quick. You said that whenever we're discussing PlayStation problems or woes or whatever, right? Um, the goalpost always gets moved. I feel like that happens with Xbox as well. It's not just
Oh,
with PlayStation.
100% for sure.
Yeah.
Depends on who you talk
Okay.
to. Depends on who you
Okay.
talk to
Okay.
for sure. But I'm just
That's
talking
all.
about
That's
on
all
the.
I wanted to say.
I'm talking about on this podcast right now. I'm just saying I'm not even just right now, but like most times that we ever have a podcast, there's usually the folks like Seawolf and whatnot championing the thing that they said that was not cool that Xbox did because PlayStation did it. So
Yeah, but
I mean, what was the way Taye rocked up today? I better not hear nobody lie about nothing. I better not see nobody champion or saying nothing wrong today. And then and then one of the first things he says is it was okay for him to lie.
Yep.
Hold on a second.
Wait, Ty said it was okay for them to lie?
He pretty much. He's like, oh, that was just a lie. No big deal. No, that is a big deal when they when they lie. You gotta hold it to the same. You gotta hold it to the same standards you hold Phil on when he lied.
There's no way Ty said it's okay if they lied.
He didn't say particular. It's okay to lie, but he made it. He made it seem like it was fine that they lied. That but you just can't believe that. That's fine. No, it's not fine. It's never fine.
But Ham, that's the meme on the podcast. Ty is that guy that jumps in between you and the corporation. That's the meme, bro. Like we make fun of him every single Monday on that specific point. He's the guy sitting there trying to protect the corporation. That's literally just Ty.
But all I'm saying is you're protecting the corporation by saying, hey, that corporation was wrong for doing it, but this one's okay. That's why I'm saying it didn't make any sense.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
Like when Phil lies, he's ready to choke a motherfucker, to let everybody fucking know how wrong it was. But you see when I say the PlayStation lie, just slip it on. It's no big deal. That's just corporate. But
okay, that tone,
he should be fired.
That extra tone that you're adding there, Ham, that's new. I don't think Ty added that tone there, like it's from Arkansas or something like that. He should be fired. He should be fired. Oh, come on, Ty. Your comeback can't be calling us names, bro. Your comeback cannot be calling us names. Remake Station says corporations run this world. Raichi, I'm still angry with the Xbox community who fought against live gold price increase, but then became sheep the moment they transformed it into core and increased the price anyway. That's true. That's true. They did do that. Seawolf Swim says protecting the bots glazed everything and does why Phil gave us games. Okay, let's talk about Phil Spencer real quick, Ham. I don't even know what he was trying to say there. But Seawolf's my guy. Seawolf's my guy, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
You talk a lot of shit, but he's fine.
Ham, I don't know if you've seen. Salty Gamer has been asking for Phil Spencer to resign. Do you agree?
Why? For what? For what this time?
I believe he started asking for Phil to resign as soon as the announcement for, was it Forza? No, it was Forza first, and fucking Gears of War.
And who was it that you said asked for him to resign?
Salty Gamer.
A PlayStation guy? Yeah, that's cool.
No, he's an Xbox guy, is he not?
Saltiest? No, he's PlayStation through and through.
All right, he used to be Xbox, right?
Yeah, back in like 360 days.
All right. So you don't
Xbox One, he turned into the PlayStation guy.
So you don't care about his opinion?
Well, I mean, that's a pretty regular take from PlayStation fans. They don't care about Xbox. They want it to fall apart.
Oh shit! Sorry. My bad. Not Salty Gamer. Crap Gamer. My bad.
That didn't help your argument.
Wait, Crap Gamer is not a Xbox guy?
He was an Xbox guy, then went to PlayStation, and then started to come back towards Xbox when he seen something that he liked, and now he doesn't see what he likes again, and is mad. So, yeah.
All right, so never mind. Do you believe Phil's doing a good job then? Fuck it.
Oh, you're asking me if I believe he's doing a good job? That's a different question.
Yeah. Like, do you think he should be fired or?
No, it's too late for that. It's too late
for him to get fired.
I mean, yeah, because his plan is coming to fruition, and I'm sure he had to make some sort of concessions to it, and I'm sure one of them was where the games go. And if that was his plan to put the games everywhere, then that was his plan. I don't exactly love that idea, but at the same time, I've never seen Xbox ever come out with this many games and then give me the opportunity to play them. So, I mean, I could wish for one thing, but then I'd have to take the other thing completely away. So do I wish some things were differently? Sure. Do I think he should be fired? Nah, not at this point. Not at this point.
You're satisfied with Phil Spencer's performance at Xbox?
Satisfied is a rough way to put it. I would put it, I am fine with the decision.
Okay, not a ringing endorsement.
It's sure it's not, but if you were to ask me, would I stop everything I'm doing and go to PlayStation, or would I have started on PlayStation instead of Xbox? And I'd still probably tell you no, just because I've saved a ton of money already. I've been saving money by having Xbox and using Game Pass and using the rewards and stuff like that. Like right now, I have $20 in rewards that's going straight to Mind's Eye. So that'll be a $30
I still
game.
hate you guys. I still hate you guys in America for having the reward system. We have the reward system, but it's limited. We can't use it for.
Then you better figure out a way to use it, sucker. You got it. You said.
Yeah, you know, I have it. I think I got like what 20,000 points now.
That's $20.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. Use that shit, but I mean, yeah.
All right, so you don't want to
say that I'm 100% satisfied with Xbox, but I'm even less
Phil Spencer specifically.
More. What?
I'm trying to get like a letter grade for Phil Spencer specifically.
Oh, okay. For this generation as a whole so far, which we're pretty far into it, I'd give him a B minus.
A B minus. That's pretty
B
good.
minus. It's pretty good because, like I said, I'm playing a lot of games. I'm playing way more games than I ever have. Because of his plan. And if I were to say, oh man, I don't want that around, well, then I'd have to consider Game Pass just not being there. Is that not a fair assessment?
That is a fair assessment, Ham, because Game Pass is like part of his intrinsic legacy, you know?
Exactly. And I adore Game Pass. So, like, if I hated him, then I'd also shouldn't probably be using that service.
These brokies, man. These freaking brokies, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Keep thinking I'm broke. It's fine. That's my favorite thing, right? I don't want to look rich everywhere I go. I mean, hell, that's the motherfuckers that get jacked. If you think I'm broke, that is great. If you can think that I'm broke, perfect.
That is true. It's the guys that get jacked. No lies on that one. Shit. You know, I didn't think about it. It's like Jack, what's his name? Jack Doherty, I think. Dorsey. Dairies, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Says Phil.
I want to answer this.
What? You want to answer Dairies?
No, Silo says, and you adore the PS5 getting those games.
Let me finish this super chat. Let me finish super chat first. Dairies, thank you so much for $2. Says Phil is the reason we have Game Pass and Xbox didn't close. I think both of those specific points are positives. I also enjoy Game Pass, and I'm happy Xbox isn't closed. Obviously, I don't main Xbox, right? But I'm happy they didn't close. So yeah, I think that's a big dub. That's a big dub. Anyone in the chat, if you guys have letter grades for Phil, go ahead and put them in there. I'd be interested to see. We'd all be interested to see. Ham, go ahead, respond to Seawolf.
He's just saying, he's asking me if I adore the games going to PlayStation. I already said that I don't. Like, if you want an honest answer, I don't adore that. But at the same time, what the fuck am I gonna do about it, right? It's not my business. I don't get a penny from Microsoft or PlayStation making moves between each other, one not making moves with each other. Did you get any, like, did they give you a free slice of cornbread or something like that when Horizon Lego went to Nintendo? Like, the fuck? Like, what does any of this shit matter? All of these companies outside of Nintendo are starting to share with each other. The only thing is PlayStation isn't sharing with Xbox. That's the only thing. But PlayStation is sharing on PC. PlayStation is opening up verbally in the public, telling you, hey, we're looking to get further into mobile. You may see other games drop on other consoles. They said that. So you're asking me how I feel about that. I'm here to tell you, get ready for the future, buddy, because you're going to be going through the same shit that we did. The writing is on the wall.
I've seen some theories that some people have pointed out, saying that what you're saying, Ham, is just an Xbox coping mechanism.
Okay.
Because Xbox is having this like fall, right? And the Xbox fans don't want to fall by themselves, so they're deluding themselves by telling PlayStation guys that the PlayStation is also going to have this scenario happen in their future. Thoughts?
So I'm just going to say the same thing I said earlier. So what did it mean when they said all that stuff when Xbox games started going to PC? Are they that different?
I guess not, Tam. The only real difference, in my opinion at least, is that PlayStation isn't putting their games on Xbox. That's the only real difference. But everything's going. Loki's having a meltdown according to Remake Station. All right.
I'm just asking, Loki, am I wrong though? Because like this, what PlayStation is doing is literally what Xbox did last generation. Is that wrong to say?
Nope. That's actually what's happening.
So if that is what's happening, where is the delusion?
I can't. I was just presenting the case that is being presented.
I know, but I'm just asking you a question based off of that case. They say
I would say
because you didn't say it. You just said other people said that people are saying that or people are coping or having some sort of delusion because Xbox doesn't want to fall by themselves when and I find this so puzzling. Like PlayStation is telling you that they're not getting enough. They're telling that to you dead in your face. So I don't know what to tell them. I don't. I don't know how to tell somebody something that is just public information. I don't know how to fix that.
Seawolf says Demon Souls. Matt, want to have a jab at that one?
What?
Demon Souls is one of the games that is a PlayStation game that isn't everywhere else.
Why would you add? Look, I don't give a fuck about Demon Souls.
I don't think a lot of people care about Demon Souls, or else you would hear about it all the time, but you don't because nobody cares.
How many? I'm gonna look this up just out of curiosity. How many copies did the Demon Souls remake sell?
Millions, bro.
I want to see the number. Look, I just want to find out.
You sound like you are doubting it, Matt.
I'm sure it sold millions. I just want to see exactly what it sold.
Okay.
I like what Remake Station said.
1.4 million copies.
Bullshit.
This could be like an early report or something. I'm trying to find something recent.
Shit. Demon Souls.
How many copies of the
sales on PS5?
This guy says it sold well over 5 copies.
Who said well over 5? Who said well over 5 copies?
Some guy on Reddit said it sold well over 5 copies. I'm looking like IGN. This is from 2021, but IGN says it sold more than 1 million copies. And then the other thing 1.4 million copies as of September 19th, 2021. So it's been it's been 4 years since that. Do we think it's sold 1 million a year? Do you think that's slowed down by this point?
Shut up, Matt.
I mean, you said 1 million a year.
Like, if it sold
a million, at like 5 million now.
Because a game sells in like the first 8 to 12 months after its release. That's when it really sells. If in its first 8 to 12 months after release, it sold 1.4 million copies. That's cool, but that's not like most people. Here's the thing: Demon Souls isn't a console selling thing. Like that's just something. I got the console. Oh, Demon Souls is there. That's cool. That's not like maybe for a few people that'll sell you a console, but that's not Spider-Man. I'm surprised you didn't bring up. I'm like kind of baffled you didn't bring up Spider-Man. Honestly, unless your point was, oh well, Demon Souls isn't on PC.
I think that was the point.
That's the point.
And they're talking about Gran Turismo as well.
Bro, no one gives a fuck about Gran Turismo in 2025.
I'll fight that. I'll fight that actually and say that that is kind of a miss on PC. Actually, they should have Gran Turismo.
No, yeah. it should be on PC because the racing sim community, that's where the racing sim community is.
Oh, 100%.
Like
Bro,
that should 1,000% be
bro,
on PC. But the
bro.
fact that they've
Gran
locked it to
Turismo
just
is 5 to 7 million copies sold worldwide. Come on,
think
man.
of how
Don't
much
say
more
no
that would
one
be on
cares.
PC, Loke. Where the racing sim community is. That game is a racing sim, right?
Yes, it is.
It's like they tout it on being like the pinnacle of racing simulator. It's not on PC. You're not the peak of shit. Period. Because the thing that you're saying you're the peak of, you're not giving that experience to the people who want it.
All right.
I'm just saying.
I'm with Dayreezy. I'm with Dayreezy. We're back to worrying about the amount of sales. Like, what are we
Yeah,
doing? What are we doing?
I was just trying to figure out why
Like, we just got
he's
Sony. We just got Sony
yeah.
telling us that they don't care about the amount of sales for consoles.
I was just trying to. That's my fault. I was just trying to figure out why this guy brought up Demon Souls. I was just confused as to what that has to do with anything. Because you said he just said Demon Souls, and that was the comment.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I need more context on that because I don't know what that means.
All right. Jesus, almost 3 hours in. You guys even haven't gotten on Last of Us. I should leave. Y'all have a good one.
I'm surprised that they're putting all these other games Returnal and stuff like that on PC, but they don't put Gran Turismo on there. That's nuts.
Right.
God damn it, Ham! I'm trying to leave. I am
that's
literally
confusing.
trying to leave right now. Make it easy for me, please. Everyone, have a good one. Enjoy The Last of Us part 2, season 2, epic 2, all these other 2s discussion here. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Everything Plus Gaming. Oshus and Tai, I'm literally just going to give them space to just talk about AAA versus AA because they have this crazy rivalry that I don't even know what the fuck that's about. But yeah, anyways, y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
See.
All right, so we're back to talk about the last. You said you watched the most recent episode. Is that right?
I just watched it before the show.
Yeah, so we're back talking about that. Whoops, camera got turned on. Hit the wrong button. I'm just sitting in the dark. I don't know if you guys seen that, but I'm just sitting in the dark without my head combed. You see it? There it is, right there. Head's not combed. But yeah, just got out of the shower. Got shower head. But anyways, we are here to talk a little bit more about The Last of Us, seeing that we missed last week because we had a 3+ hour podcast, and I wanted to save it, I guess, because it was just a long show last week. But you watched the latest episode, but let's talk about the episode prior to that, because they got to the theater and we never really talked about that, I believe. I think that's where we left off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about it.
So, Jesus Christ. What is your kind of thoughts on it right now? Because if I'm being frank,
yeah.
If this wasn't a video game, I'm not sure if I'd be interested in this.
Gotcha. I mean, I think probably a lot of people feel like that.
Go ahead.
I was thinking a lot of people feel like that. Like, I feel like because it's Last of Us, people give a shit. Like, I do think on its own it's good, but it's not like something it's one of those things that I'd have to find out. For me personally, I'd have to find out that it's good on its own. But because it's Last of Us, I was there when as soon as they said TV show for Last of Us, I was there. But if it didn't have that attached to it, this would be something like I'd probably stumble upon it while I'm going through HBO in like 5 years, and I say, oh, there's like 3 or 4 seasons of this. That's cool. I'll check it out. And then I either like it or I don't. But like the fact that it is a game and it is The Last of Us, it's like I feel like for a lot of people that's like they're locked in because of that.
All right, just to kind of, I'm gonna let you, if you don't mind, recap that episode for us a little bit.
So the previous episode, the one before,
yeah, episode 4.
Dude, I gotta be real. Okay, so they got to the theater. Ellie gets bit. Dina's gonna kill her because she saw her get bit, and then Ellie has to explain, obviously, that that she's immune, and that happens. Then Dina reveals that she's pregnant. It's basically like if you played the game, you get it, but the thing that's different is kind of they sped up the story. They've sped up the story from the game. Like I feel like things are happening quicker than they happened in the game.
They absolutely are.
Yeah.
Another person that happened in, I believe, that episode was I don't remember his name. He was on Westworld.
Was it Isaac? I can't remember if his name was Isaac or something.
It might have been, but he was in he was pretending to be Fedra.
Yep.
When he really worked for the Wolves.
Well, I think he was a part of Fedra, and then he conspired with the Wolves to get out of Fedra, and so he just killed everybody. Like he threw a grenade in that SWAT truck, and just obliterated everyone.
Yeah, that was foul. So that happened. So you got to meet him. You got to see a little bit more of the town, and see some of the people walking around that and whatnot. What's her name? What's that girl's name? Not Ellie, but the other one. I keep wanting to say Dina. It is Dina. Okay.
It's the one that Ellie's with. Yeah.
Yeah. Dina. So she ends up like kind of finding. I'm kind of putting 2 episodes together, I guess, but like finding like a map to kind of get around, and I guess they were more or less kind of staking out the joint. Now I'm talking about episode 5 because episode 4 they got to the theater, they fought that the people inside of that building prior to getting into the theater. And we're in the subway area where they got chased by clickers and stuff like that. So that happened in the previous episode. But then going into episode 5, after Dina relaxed and didn't feel like Ellie was a threat, she then did some recon work, looking around, seeing what's kind of going on, where people are, what's the best route. She's, further pregnant, still puking. Ellie, said the famous line, "I'm gonna be a dad." That was episode 4 as well. But yeah, going into episode 5, they did the recon. They went out there. They decided that, Dina's gonna come with, because that was a whole situation, whether she was fit to come with or not. And yeah, they went out there, ended up meeting up with another person, which I'm not going to reveal that. You should know if you played the game. But they ended up meeting up with another person that helped them out and got them back to where they needed to be, because they were about to get murked by some people out in the woods. Those motherfuckers out in the woods are crazy. You see that motherfucker get sliced in the stomach like that?
Yeah, dude, I saw that and I was like, oh shit, are they gonna... Because there's also, if they follow the game, there's going to be another scene like that.
Right, there is, but it's late, right?
Exactly. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, they just throwing this in here as like a bonus of like, hey, this guy's also about to get gutted, and they did it. They actually did it. I thought they were going to get interrupted or something. Ellie would have done something. She did not. They just gutted this
Yeah,
fella.
they were interrupted, but not before that.
Yeah, they gutted him clean.
It was foul, man. That was pretty good. Both episodes weren't bad at all. But like I said at the beginning of this conversation, if I wasn't a fan or, into the game, then I probably wouldn't have even given this show much of a chance. But seeing that I've beaten both of the games. Matt, you've beaten both of the games. It's hard to not want to see what happened. I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, I'm not messing with it. I'm not supporting that. I'm not doing that. I think the actors within the show are doing a great job at what they're supposed to do.
Yes.
I don't completely agree with the casting, whoever casted these people, but I feel like if they casted them blindly without looking at them, they did a phenomenal job of that. But I just think the look with the role is very important, and I feel like they kind of dodged that a little bit. But I am okay with it. It may keep it from getting 10s across the board from me, but I'll still give it an 8 or something like that, right? Like I still think Bella Ramsey is doing a really good job on her part. She's playing the role correctly or to the best of her ability. I mean, one of my kind of, gripes on it is she looks like a little kid, right? So when she's fighting some of the grown men, it just doesn't seem quite right. It's just like, nah, there's no way you would win that fight. Like right before they got to the theater, I was just like, no. I was like, she would have got, that dude would have cooked her ass. But it's a show, right? Yeah. And she's doing her best. She got asked to do the call, and I was telling Loke this on the phone the other day. I was like, if they would have asked me to be Ellie, I would have ran my ass up in there. Hell, who the fuck would pass up on an opportunity like this, right? So I'm not going to sit here and blame Bella for any of this shit. She did what she was supposed to. She took the role. And she's doing a good job with it. She just isn't what people had imagined Ellie being, and that's fine. In my opinion, you should kind of get over it. It just is what it is.
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
So, I mean, I thought both of the last two episodes were pretty good. They followed the story. They took some shortcuts for sure, but they kept it. I still am on this hill that they're keeping it more interesting than the first season, consistently.
Yes.
Without having to bring in any big names or a specific scene. I feel like they are keeping me motivated to want to watch, to stay awake and stay alert. At no time while watching this and having some of the disappointment that I had, watching it and thinking the way I do, at no point of it was I like, let me turn something else on, or man, I'm getting tired, or maybe tomorrow, or no. Once I turned it on, I was locked in.
Yeah.
So the show is good. The writing is good. I don't think I like the casting, but that's more than just Ellie. Everyone thinks that this is all just Ellie for casting, right? But I'm not a big fan of Ellie. I'm not a big fan of Dina. I think she's acting fine, but as for a person that's on the road doing the things, I understand you're pregnant and whatnot, but you acting like some of the times it's like she ain't never seen this type of shit before. So it's a little confusing. And then on top of it, Abby, I'm not a big fan of her either. I feel like she was casted because of how small Ellie is.
Yeah.
So like when I put those things together, yeah, I do have some discrepancies with it, but I'm not going to let it ruin what they're trying to accomplish here. I'm going to enjoy it the best that I can, and it is what it is. If in 20 years, or on Last of Us timing, in 5 years, if they decide to remake the show,
yeah,
then maybe they use better characters and whatnot. But that's not that doesn't mean that they're going to act better. Just because they could cast somebody that looks dead like Ellie on the TV show, but if she acts like shit, it's going to suck.
Yes, exactly.
So so there's some, there's some give and take there. I'll watch it. I'll appreciate it for what it is. I already know it's not my favorite show on Earth. It's not my favorite show this year that's coming out. It's not. It wasn't even my favorite looking forward to it before I even watched it. Right? Like I'm easily looking forward to Squid Games over the next season of that. I'm easily looking forward to Fallout that's supposed to come out at the end of this year. I'm easily looking for whenever Severance decides and Silo decides to poke its head back out. Hell, I'm more excited for King of the Hill coming back to Hulu. I seen a little ad on Twitter for that today.
Nice.
I'm more excited for those things, but I feel like a lot of people are taking an experience away just because they're salty about something. Like enjoy it for what it is. Be able to talk to your friends and family about it. And if you don't like it, move the fuck on.
Yeah. I 1000% agree. I think, I agree. I think the last 2 episodes were good. I thought this episode was going to be a slow one because I did see, like, before, some was like, Joel is, or Pedro Pascal reprising his role as Joel in episode 5. So I thought it was going to be the episode where, we got all the flashbacks. But I would assume that's going to be next episode because of the way this episode ends. So I would assume the next episode is probably going to be a little slow. I think it'll still be good. It's just going to be like, I think the season set a tone with a lot of the action, with how much action there is in this season. So like when you get a slow episode, it's kind of a little extra jarring this season. So we'll see how it goes. But so far so good. I'm enjoying it. It's been a fun time to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it, guys. I'm not trying to sit here and beat the hell out or reveal the entire episode to you, as I'm sure Matt's not trying to do that either.
Yeah.
Still go out and watch it if you're enjoying The Last of Us. If you're not enjoying it and you hate watching it, well, then shout out to you for at least giving it a chance. The only thing that bothers me is people that aren't watching it, aren't going to watch it, but still find time to complain about it every week. It's just like, if you're going to complain, at least take the second to watch it. Understand what's going on. And I mean, you probably already understand what's going on because it's a video game. But like, I mean, I get it, right? I get it. The casting isn't the best to a lot of people, but I felt the same about Halo. I still watched all of Halo. I felt the exact same way about Halo. Still watched all of that. Guess what else I'm still going to watch, even though it is terrible? Borderlands. I'm going to be watching that movie here shortly. Probably not today or this weekend, but once I move up to Denver, I will be watching that movie just because I'm not a fan of Kevin Hart outside of some of his comedian like I don't really like I'm not really trying to see Kevin Hart play a serious role because it's hard for me to see him like that. Whether he does good or not, I don't really care. It's just like I'm just not that interested. I'm not going to sit here and beat the hell out of him either about it. And Jamie Lee Curtis in the movie, like the casting in that movie is worse than The Last of Us, hands and feet worse than The Last of Us. But I'm still gonna watch it because I enjoy that IP and I want to stay up to date on it the best that I can. I'm not a big book reading person, so I don't keep up with all like the gears and stuff like that and whatnot. But you best believe if there's a Gears TV show, movie, or something like that, I'm all over that. Well, no, I enjoy watching my entertainment. If there's any kind of type of books, I'll do audio book, but I ain't paying no damn subscription to do something that I barely ever do. And so that's why I don't have Audible right now. I signed up for Audible, but then they were talking about charging me $15 a month, and I was just like,
Yeah,
I ain't paying no $15 a month for something I barely use.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I like it, but I mean, I guess I gotta take my ass to the library if I want to see that or something. But or you know, if you really want to be thrifty, you can just go to YouTube and look that shit up, and I guarantee you the whole book is probably on YouTube. At least the Gears ones are. I know. I looked it up already.
Oh, there you go.
But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Got to get dinner ready for the daughter, and I'm probably gonna kick back and play some games here in a little bit. But we really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed hanging out with us. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to us, please. We are trying to continue to grow. And it takes you to be able to help us do that. So please hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the show. Local will be back tomorrow for everything plus gaming. And then Friday we got our usual show, Bull Sitting with me, Loke, Cozy Beluga, and Matt Likes Games. Sometimes a guest. But we are gonna get up out of here. We enjoyed our time with you guys, and keep it gaming or keep it moving. Y'all have a wonderful rest of the day.
See ya.